Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. It is my pleasure to introduce the one and only Larry Williams to develop your edge. Larry, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, Jim, I'm just doing great. Thank you. Been looking forward to being here and doing this. We got a lot of things to share with people today with our favorite Ninja Warriors.
Well, we're looking forward to it. We greatly appreciate your time today. I'm going to tell the chat now. Go ahead and throw some questions in if you see fit, and we'll pass them on to Larry. Larry's got a great presentation. We're going to jump right into it. Let's get started, man.
Let's get right to it. What I hope to do today is kind of help short-term traders. I know a lot of Ninja traders are day traders. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Then, Jim, I'm going to get into longer-term view. Some markets I think are really set up to pay attention to for longer-term traders. So hopefully I can give some perspective today, day trade, position trade, and emotional management. So let's do it. Let's go to our next slide, Jim, if you would. I call this a day trader's dilemma. The trend is the basis of all profits, but trend is a function of time, and it takes time for any trend to develop. That's the problem with day trading. You have just a few hours to capture a trend. So it's really difficult to do. You need time. And day traders have an enemy. Time is always running against them. So how can you become better at this art of day trading? Well, let's go to our next slide and we'll see. I think this is huge. Some days are better than others to trade. Most day traders just want to trade every single day. It's the same. They're not. So where I'm going to show you how to tell which days are better setup days, if you will, better opportunity days than other days of the week. There's three or four different ways of doing that. I'll be sharing some with you today, but clearly all trading days are not equal for short-term traders. And you need different approaches for different days. They're going to see that in a moment. And what I really like is a bias. I want to have a bias, and if I'm going to be a short-term trader, I want to know A, the probable direction, and B, am I going to have a large range day or a small range day? Because if it's a small range day, there's no opportunity for a trend to develop. So let's look at our next slide. And it's that one more slide.
Oh, did I mess that up? Hang on a second. Catching you up. Maybe I
So
went
you
too
got to
far.
have the right tools.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
Larry. I'm mouse
what,
happy right now. I'm
no problem.
gonna.
Okay, we'll go to our next slide.
Okay.
And so you got to have the right tools for the right job. This, when my father in 1974 worked in an oil refinery, was in charge of all the instruments. He had a call late about 4 in the morning in January to go out because the boiler had heated up. He took his work crew down to the boiler, and one of the guys said, "Hey, we can jerry rig this, we can fix it." And my dad always said, "Larry, you have to have the right tool for the right job." And he told his crew that. He said, "We have to get the right tools for this." They walked away from the boiler, and then it blew up just like this.
Wow.
Had they been there another 5 minutes, four people would have been dead. So a really important consideration. And he took early retirement right after that happened. Also said enough of this refinery stuff.
Wow.
See, so what tools can we use? Let's look at the tools. There are some really good tools for day traders. There's cycle projections. You're going to see how we can project on a short-term basis. Large range day forecast. This is really significant. You need a large range day to make money if the market doesn't move any place during the day. So how can we identify when a large range day is going to occur? I'll show you that in a moment. Also, some trading days of the week are better than others. You'll see there's some really good days to be a buyer of gold and some days that are not as good. Same thing for the S&P. So you can have a bias going, oh, most likely this is a better day to trade, and maybe I'll take Wednesday off. A good example, bonds usually decline on Wednesday. And so there's always been that bias in the bond market going way back to the early 1980s. And then I use the closed open pattern. So let's look at those patterns next. The big thing is you don't want to get stuck in small range days because you just go in and out, and you can't make any money. So how can we tell when we're going to have a large range day? Here's how. You need what I call blast off days. Now those red lines that you see in the chart, notice what happened the following day. The following day, we have large ranges in the marketplace. So in other words, we can identify, you can see the first one with a little star on it there. The blast off indicator was real low, which is saying we should have a large range day. The next day, I didn't see where the red star is. They did see the other red star. Once we saw this blast off indicator getting into the low range, we have a high probability that tomorrow will be a large range day. which means that's going to give us a great opportunity as a trader because it'll be an expansive day. Usually, large range days close on their extreme. So that's also tells us that we are long in a profitable position on a short-term trade, day trade. We want to hold to the close because as you see, look at all the large ranges days on the chart. Almost all of them close right on the low or close right on the high. That's how markets operate. So how do we identify? I'll show you how we do that, these blast off days. And here it is in the S&P E-minis. You can see even the very last red line, you see we had a really large range day, but the very next day, Blastoff said we should have a large range day, and we did. We opened up one extreme and closed on the other extreme. So the ability to identify this, it's really simple formula. I'm looking at the difference between the open and the close, because markets can't just open and close at the same price every day. If they do, nothing will happen. They have to expand. There's a cycle of range expansion. You go from small ranges to large ranges to small ranges. The other part of that cycle is you go from small open to closes to large open to closes. So when we see a small open to close, like any look at any of those red lines, you'll see that we had a small open to close.
Yeah.
And the next day, the market gets expansive in its volume and its volatility. So that's how we can identify in advance when we're going to get to a large range day, or we have a high probability, which is all we can hope for. And our next slide. And this works on weekly charts as well. If you want to say, well, when am I going to have a good expansion in the marketplace, the same tool indicator will work on that. And I'd like to give you the indicator, and here it is for you. It's a download for tool. This is for just Ninja Traders. If you use any other software, I don't care if you've been my friend for all my life. Don't email me, don't write me, don't call me. This is just for Ninja Trader people. If you'll go to our website, ireallytrade.com, blast off, you'll be able to download the indicator for free. So you'll be able to use blast off on daily charts or weekly charts to tell you when you're going to have an expansion in the marketplace.
Yeah, let me read that link one more time, Larry. ireallytrade.com/blast off.
That's correct. And there'll be a link there. You go to it, you'll download it, you'll see what to do. But again, this is just for Ninja. This presentation is just for Ninja people. Don't ask me for anybody else. This is the only one we're doing this for, okay? I don't want any more emails. I get so many as is already. So please keep that in mind. And also, if you like this presentation, I don't know if we do thumbs up on this or not, Jim, but if we do thumbs up. If you don't like it, give thumbs down, because if we get enough thumbs up, hopefully we'll be doing this every quarter.
All right.
So I also talked about some days are better than others. So let me identify some days that are better than others. Let's start with our next slide. You'll see in the S&P, each day of the week here is one is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And if we just buy on the open and get on the close on Mondays, you make $155,000. I never trade that way because of huge drawdowns, et cetera. But clearly there's a bias to the market rally on Mondays and Tuesdays. But look at Wednesdays. Oh, didn't make as much money. And on Thursdays, you did well. So the best trading opportunities usually come Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday in the S&Ps. So that also gives a day of the week like, oh, yeah, I want to really focus on the long side on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So that gives a bias, an advantage that other people simply aren't aware of this. It exists for gold as well, as we'll now look and see.
So Larry, I'm gonna. By the way, I'm gonna. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna ask Shab if I could have Wednesdays off. I mean, you're making a compelling argument.
Yeah, and gold, we want Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off. Gold really has a strong rally on Thursdays and Fridays. Again, it's just buying in the opening, getting out of the close. They just want to show a bias in the marketplace, and that's been very successful. So we know, as a short-term trader, there's my bias. On long-term trades, I like to have a setup, commitment, a trade report, whatever, right? Well, short-term traders can also use the bias. Day of the week is one of them. Expecting volatility expansion is another one of them. So we can start to really focus in on the good days to look for range moves that will have enough trend change that they'll be profitable for us. But there's another way of looking at this. Let's go to our next slide, if you would, Jim. Before we get into the next thing, I want to talk about what really makes money in the market. People always ask me, Larry, how accurate is your system? How accurate is your trades? Guys and gals, it is not about accuracy. Look at this. This is a study of 2,500 trading systems that have been trading. And I Googled it to get the highest winning sessions. Look at that, 92, 92, 89. Wow, real high accuracy, a lot of winners. But look at the profits. Annual return -2, +3%, -2%, +2%, -7. They didn't make very much money. So they had really high accuracy, but there wasn't any profit. So our next slide will show the real truth of this. If we look at the total profits made, these are the systems that made the most profits, okay? Look at their accuracy ratio, 44%, 54%, 52%. They're about 50% accurate. So accuracy is not what's going to make the money for you. It's the risk-reward ratio, the size of winning trades versus losing trades, that's going to make money. So as a short-term trader, long-term trader, whatever your trading time frame is, you have to really consider this. If you want to be profitable in this business, it's not about accuracy. It's about having winning trades larger than losing trades. Okay, let's look at another real easy setup tool. All you have to do is say, was yesterday up close or down close? Because this matters. So if we first say, okay, yesterday closed down, now did the day open up or down? So you just have two things. You can say, did the market close yesterday? How did it open today? And maybe what day of the week is it? So that will also give us a great setup tool. Let me show you what that looks like on a
So
chart.
Larry, really quickly, if I could ask a question. So
Please.
for, yesterday, was it an up or down versus the open? We're talking about regular trading hours typically, or
Regular trading
okay,
hours. Yeah, just regular standard trading hours. Good question, Jim.
got it. Okay.
So here's an example of a pattern. We see that Monday, February 23rd, closed down for the day, and the next day it opened higher. So that's all I'm looking for. Like, okay, we had a down close and I opened higher. That's all I'm looking for. That's a real simple pattern, about as simple as it gets.
Yeah.
And that was going to apply to virtually every day in the market. Does it matter? Oh yeah, let me show you. So if trading day closed down for the day and we opened down tomorrow, this is in the S&P E-minis, and we just buy in the opening and got on the close, $106,000 of profit. If we open down and open higher, $123,000 of profits. But what about if we have an up close and we open lower, we actually lost money. If we have an up close and we open higher, we also lost money. So as a short-term trader in the S&P, so these are the days I'm looking for a down close, and ideally I'd like to see it up open tomorrow. That's the most profitable of them all. So that again gives me a setup, an advantage I don't have. Now this also then can be applied to the trading day of the week. An up close with a higher open didn't do very well. You might remember that. But if we look on Monday and Tuesday, didn't do well. Oh, it did well on Wednesday, not Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday, it did okay on the third and the last day of the week. So trading day of the week can matter as well. So that's another way of looking at it. We'll go to our next slide. You'll see the ideal trade. The down close with a lower opening, remember those were bullish? Well, they were really bullish, as you can see, for first day of the week, second day, third day, not so well for Thursdays, and again, very strong on Friday. So it's a good pattern, except for Thursdays is not as good, and it's best on Friday. So with these data, with this type of approach to the market, you have a bias going into the day saying, okay, let's see, I had an up close, down opening. What's my probability of the trade here? Am I in a real sweet spot or not a sweet spot? That's what I really want to help people get at here. Say, where are we in the relationship of finding good trade? Because all days are not equal. Some days are a lot better to trade than others. So I want to really focus on the days when I have the best opportunity. And Jim's point is right. Most day traders should probably take some days off, maybe a lot of days off. And it's so hard. I have the problem, and I'm a little longer term trader, but I even at my age, I'm not patient enough because we all want to make money today, this hour. So we jump into trades. When I work with traders, the number one problem that traders have is lacking patience, getting in too early. I still get in too early in trades. That's the number one cause of losses, is jumping because you don't want to miss out. Actually, I don't mind missing out. If I miss it, I miss it. There's plenty of opportunities. I'd a lot rather wait, though, until the time is right.
Always another opportunity.
And yeah, I love this. You got to focus on what you do. A man who chases two rabbits goes to bed hungry. And I see people going, trying this and trying that and doing this, a short-term trader, long-term trader. You have to find out what you are. What's your game plan? And then stick with it. I see people, oh, I do Fibonacci. Oh, now I'll try moving average. Now I'll try this. Whatever your game plan is, assume it's a good one. You have to stick with it and stay with that game plan. Don't try to chase two rabbits. Say, this is what I do. I know what I do. This is what I trade. This is how I trade. I don't get distracted. I have some friends that are great traders, good analysts. And they'll say, Larry, what do you think of this? Well, great idea, but I do what I do. And I think that's a really important part of being a successful trader. Focus on whatever your strategy is, stay with that strategy. And our next slide, Jim.
And by the way, that's a
So we
good
can do
life
select.
lesson as well as a trading lesson, by the way.
Oh yeah, it sure is. I remember I thought I was a business guy, and we bought a couple of businesses, a bank, an auction company, a couple of things. We didn't run them into the ground, but they weren't as successful as we thought they would be because I was trying to trade pork bellies and do all this other stuff. If you're good at one thing, stay with that. Shoemaker, stick to your last. You start getting into all these other things, and then you get distracted. So here's one of the most interesting tools that I've developed. This is my cycle forecast. It's in NinjaTrader. It's the red line, and it's a suggestion where prices will go. And you can see price pretty well follow the red line, and it projects into the future. So you have a pretty good idea when to expect rallies and declines in the marketplace. Another tool, remember, I want to have the right tool for the right job. Another tool says, oh yeah, I should expect a rally over here. I should expect a decline here. I should expect a decline over here, June 17th. I would look for price to decline because the cycle projection says we're to the downside. It's a pretty simple tool. I took three, what I think are the most important time frames in the market, added them together and weighted them and put them into this format to forecast out 66 bars in the future. So it can tell you pretty good idea of when to expect. In this case, expect a decline around June, the middle of June 21st, with markets start to pull back.
So,
And it's interesting because I created this 20 some years ago, and it's still operative. And this is on the S&P. Or go to our next slide.
so
You'll
Larry,
see
just
it
real
on.
quickly though, for people who are watching, I
Please.
just want to I want to just point out the red lines there. That's the forecast. That's the forecast line, and the black lines are they're just a 15-minute open, high, low, close bar, and that's what you're seeing right now. So you are seeing a shorter time frame.
Yeah, absolutely think this it does work on daily charts. Actually, originally developed on daily charts on price of Apple, but then we found wow, it looks really well on internal intraday charts. So this is intraday charts for short-term day traders. So this point was known, this low in the market back here was no back over here. 66 bars earlier, we knew we'd have a rally. This line, that red line that price pretty well adapts to, was known way in advance. We knew prices would decline here back at this time period. As you can see, we have an idea in the future of what's going to happen.
Um,
Interestingly enough, this works for other markets. This is not just the S&P. Let's look at our next chart. I think we have the treasury bonds. As you can see, look how treasury bonds model that line. Big down, big rally, but pretty good idea giving us an advance cyclical indication. I wouldn't trade just because of it, but I say, oh, I've got my sweet spots coming up. I know, okay, markets come down. I start to, yeah, we're in a rally phase in this market. So it's another effective tool, a good tool that short-term traders can use in the market, as opposed to standard MACD or my percent R or Bollinger Bands or whatever. I want something that can show me the future, what most likely will happen, not right now, but in the future. Cycles are the only thing that share the future. Typical technical analysis, this is what the market is right now. It's overbought, oversold. There's an uptrend, it's a downtrend, it's where it is. It doesn't mean that that's where it's going to go. We look at these patterns of where maybe MACD has been in the past, and usually it does this or that. But I would like to see something that also suggests when this stuff should work. Because I know when to expect a rally, then the technical things confirm have a much higher probability of a winning trade and a winning trade with some size to it. And our next slide, if you would, Jim, it's gold. See the same thing in gold. Look, wow, gold forecast come down. Sure enough, that's what gold did. And again, the red line is known in advance. You can see over here, it's known in advance. So you get a view of the future, which is so unusual to be able to have that as a short-term trader, knowing in advance when, oh, I'm expect to rally here and over here, and then we come back down again. To get that advanced view is just a real helpful. And it doesn't have to be my tools, by the way. I mean, there are a lot of good tools out there, but think about the right tool for the right job. It's nice to have some tools that say,
Yeah.
we should have an explosive day today. We should have a bias to the market today because of pattern, day of the week, whatever. And then here's when that bias should take advantage.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It doesn't line up perfectly, but it gives you a great bias looking forward.
Yeah, it really does. And it's interesting because I originally developed this for longer term trades, and so many people
Yeah.
use it on shorter term trades and called my attention to it. So what I like about commodities, I want to share this with ninja people because we're all of us ninja warriors are really commodity people. There is a big difference between stocks and commodities. Stocks have upward drift. You buy Apple and hold on long enough, or buy the Dow Jones contract and hold on long enough, you'll probably make money. But commodities are boom and bust. We have an oversupply or an undersupply, so we don't have upward drift in the commodity market. So you have to trade them differently. Because of that boom bust, they're also a lot more cyclical than stocks are. And futures are real. People need gold, they need wheat, they need corn, they need soybeans. You could live rest of your life without owning a share of Microsoft or Nvidia. It wouldn't matter, or you'd make money if you held it, but you don't need to own it. A lot of people never own stocks. They get along quite well, but they are not going to get along well without corn and soybeans and platinum and plywood and lumber and commodity markets. So our markets are real, which means things like seasonals, valuation techniques, fundamentals are much more effective in our market. Excuse me. That's why I think our markets are easier to trade because they're more fundamentally driven by real factor analysis as opposed to the emotions of, oh, earnings will get better. There's a new AI. There's this, there's that. It's a lot of bubbles in the stock market, whereas we have boom bust, which means we're really cyclical. So let's look into the future. I'd like to show you some trades that I think are coming up that I think will be pretty good trades. But before we do that, we're in Ninja in February. These are the forecasts that we made back then. It's really interesting to go back and see, well, how did this stuff work out? Is this stable? Because if it's not stable, whatever your technique is, it's not stable from past results, it's probably not going to be stable in future results. So this is our forecast for crude oil. This is the exact chart that we used at Ninja last February when we were there. The cycle forecast says that we should come down. Now, we saw a lot of things happen in the market then, but what actually took place was, we'll see on the next chart.
Nope. There we go.
Back one. There you go. This is where we were in February. No?
Yep.
Okay. This is where we were in February, and there was a cycle forecast when it came to the downside, which raises a couple of interesting points to me. First of all, notice we're at a cyclical low now for crude oil. So I want to be looking for some type of a trend change in this market. I think it's starting to get up to have a rally in the market into November of this year. A lot of people say you can't see the future, you can't predict the future, but clearly the cycle forecast called what would happen in crude oil. Don't get me don't believe, though, that we can predict everything to the next eyelash with cycles. We can't. It just tells us generally time to be bearish, generally time to be bullish. If you try to get it to, it will bottom in the 18th hour of the 19th day, no, that's stretching it way too much. I look at cycles as a tool, one more tool, just like we saw in the intraday charts. You're like, okay, we're getting set up for the market. It's about time now. So I know it's about time to buy a buy point in crude oil, just as when we were together in February, I said it was time for the market to come down. And of course it did. Yeah, okay, let's look at the next market that we talked about. This was gold had the big rally at the first of the year. And my red line and blue line cycle forecast said, no, we should come down to about the middle of March. This is the chart from when I was on it NinjaTrader last time. You see the blue line says, yeah, rally, but we come down about the middle of March, 1st of April, we should start to see a rally. So the bias in the marketplace was definitely to the short side. And as it turned out, our next slide will show there was that March time frame, February, and look what happened. You can go back to the prior chart if you would, Jim. There's where you think the market's going to go into the middle of March, first part of April, and what actually happened.
There we go.
The down move in the marketplace.
Yeah.
So we can get a pretty good view of what's going to happen. It tells us in advance a bias in the marketplace. The next market we talked about, and go to our next slide, Jim, was cocoa. We talked about how the commercial were heavy buyers of cocoa, but the red line is coming way up. It was undervalued in the marketplace, so we said we thought cocoa would rally. And I gave a cycle forecast, which is our next chart. And the cycle forecast also said that we are at a rally point in the market. The red cycle, shorter one, and the blue cycle said, yeah, we're at a cycle low in this marketplace. We'd expect that some type of trend change would trigger off a rally in this market. And if we look at the next chart, this is what cocoa did from March, right? A huge rally. So the markets are semi-predictable. I'm not going to go out to they're totally predictable or not. There's still a lot of irrational activity in the marketplace, but they're generally predictable on a very short-term time frame, like we talked about earlier with trading day of the week, small range to large ranges, small open to closes. That gives an advantage in the marketplace. So my suggestion as a trader, fellow traders, look, don't try to trade everything. Wait until the opportunity is there. Just be patient and look at how the market actually works. If you really study how the markets work, you're going to be much more successful at it. Instead of just throwing on, reading a book, oh, I'll try this, I'll try that. You're chasing two rabbits. You don't want to do that.
Hey, so Larry,
our next slide, Jim.
Could I, real quickly though, before we go forward, now that we're looking at a real commodity, and you talked about the difference between equities and commodities a second ago, when we talked about this last time as well, there's a difference between cycles and seasonality, right?
Yes, a huge, yeah, good point. So I wrote the first book about seasonals and commodities way back in 1973. And I did some things right and some things wrong as well. So seasonality of a market says usually cocoa rallies in, say, April. I don't know if it does, I'm making that up. But it doesn't always rally. If it did, it would be perfect. Seasonality shows on average what happened in the past. Cycles show what's happening right now. What are the swings in the marketplace? What are the time frames that are living alive and well right here, right now? Whereas seasonal just say, well, usually in the past, this is what happened. But cycle is saying, no, right now, these are the cyclical swings in the marketplace. So there is a difference. Sometimes they come together. That's great. But that would be an ideal trade. But seasonals are a little more difficult and delicate to work with than cyclical patterns. Say, no, we're ready. We're ready to go, guys.
Got it. Thank you for that. I know we're going into El Nino, and everyone's saying, "Well, that's also has its effects." And how does that fit in on cycles and seasonals and stuff like that? So, thank you for that answer.
Well, I know so much stuff about El Nino, and we're supposed to have the hottest summer, that wetter, but we had snow in Montana last week. I mean, there's always people out there. It was crazy, right? They had 4 inches of snow. Like, well, those people in Paris needed the snow for Montana.
Yeah.
But there's always somebody claiming, oh, it's the worst. Turn on the Weather Channel. It's always the worst hurricane in the last 1,000 years. Check the seasonal, check the cycle. What's really happening here? Don't get carried away with the people that talking heads. Just look at what's really happening in the marketplace. So in February, this is our cycle pattern. This is exactly the chart, same chart that I showed in February when we were in Florida with you guys. I said, look, we should have a low latter part of March, first part of April, and a rally up. This cyclical pattern, I point out, market low, market buy point, market buy point. We had a market buy point coming up. That was real clear, concise prediction. How did it come out though? Let's look. There's the March low.
Yeah.
We're back here in February, so look exactly what happened. So again, is it going to call it the exact day? No, but it's going to give us a pretty good idea when to rally. Oh yeah, go back to the slide just before that, Jim. So there's real clear cut what the cycle was telling us to expect in the marketplace. And then when we got to that time frame, you can go to the Dow. There it is. We're coming down. We got trend change, like everything you want here. That's the late March, early April time frame.
Yeah, and it puts
So
me on high alert, right? March 1st comes and is here. Now I'm on high alert, right? Because I'm remembering
the
it.
middle of March, the forecast of the middle of March. So here we're the middle of March. Okay, look trend line coming down. A trend line break, probably a moving average break, probably a lot of other patterns in there. So it says, yeah, okay, we better get ready. So I know what people are wanting to know, though. Where are we now, right? So let's take a look at our next slide. I want to look into the future now. And I don't know if questions have come in or not, Jim. If they have, I'll answer questions as well.
Yeah.
And again, if you like what you've seen so far, put thumbs up or whatever you do. If we get enough thumbs up, we'll continue doing this about every 3 months. If we don't get enough thumbs up, well, we won't. And if we don't get thumbs up, put thumbs down. If you don't like it, that's okay too. But just let us know. So we either continue this or don't continue it.
If there's thumbs down, I'm taking Wednesdays off for sure. So we don't.
Good. Okay, so let's look into the future about some other markets. Our next slide, Jim.
Yes, sir.
So this is the commitment to trade report on gold and the seasonal pattern for gold. The blue line underneath gold is the seasonal pattern. We're right at a point where gold usually rallies. That's the blue seasonal line. And you'll see the gold line underneath this is my valuation model. And my valuation model says gold, which was overvalued back here, see how high it is, was overvalued, now it's undervalued.
Yeah.
So, seasonal low, undervalued. That's pretty interesting to me as a potential place to look to buy gold. Then I look at the green line. That's the advisory sentiment index. That's how many advisors are bullish or bearish in the market. You know, it's right at the peak. About 90% of the advisors were very bullish on gold back in the March time period. And right now, none of them are bullish on gold. Like, okay, this is a pretty wrong group of people. So I noticed the last time they were very bearish on gold, and gold had this big rally. So undervalued, seasonal pattern to rally. The advisor really bearish in the market. That's pretty intriguing to me. So then I can look at see what the small speculators are doing. That's the green line. They're also bearish in the market. So I get to have a combination of ingredients here that are suggesting to me that probably this market is going to rally. I'm not long gold. I'd like to find an entry place for gold, and maybe I'd like some confirmation. But you can see here's a trade for us, guys and gals, to be looking at in the future here. So you saw the trades we gave earlier in February, and what happened? Well, we got the same type of setup now. It's like, okay, you as an intermediate to long-term trader, you're probably going to want to play this market from the long side and look for a significant low in this marketplace. So maybe cycles can help us. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. So when we have the valuation indicator, the sentiment indicator, and then the COT, when they're not all jiving, right? They're not all telling you the same thing. Is it just time to put your hands in your pocket?
Absolutely. Time to be patient. I mean, it's so hard to just wait because we all want to make money today.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jim, it's like, no, it's not there. It's not there. Let the trade come to you as opposed to taking yourself to the trade. That's what most people want to do. They want to call every market high and low. I can't do that. I've been doing this for 65 years. I haven't seen anybody can do that. Let the trade come to you. Okay, wait. I've been waiting for a buying point in gold for a week and a half now. I'm not long gold. I'm waiting.
By the way, we have a question that's right on point here from Johnny. The future of gold and silver, is 8-year gold bull cycle over?
Well, let's look at our next chart. I think we answered that. Okay.
Somebody got a copy of the charts before.
Yeah. Insider charting, insider trading. So gold does have strong 7.8 year, call it 8 year cycle. And I laid it out for you here. The blue line is the 8 year pattern in gold, and the red line is the intermediate term pattern. So, oh, wait a minute, look at that. We're at a cyclical low in gold, which is a pretty good area to buy gold. Buy gold. Oh, we're right at cycle area to buy gold, and we're at low in the 8 year pattern. But the 8 year pattern starts to roll over to the downside at the end of this year. So to answer John's question, there's the 8 year cycle as I measure. I measure it different than other people do as well, John, just so it won't look like somebody else's 8 year cycle, I'm certain. But it starts to roll over here. At the same time, the intermediate term cycle also starts to roll over at the end of the year. So what do I expect? I would expect that from now to the end of the year, the bias in gold is to the upside, especially when we saw what the commercials are doing, the commitment to trader report, the valuation model, the C's like, and this is why I brought these charts for this show today, right? To show you like we can get a good idea of how we want to trade this market until at least the end of the year. I hope, John, that answers your question for you. If not, just type right back in. I'm certain Jim will update any thoughts that you have.
Perfect timing, by the way.
Yeah, what only that bothers me right now is a lot of people discover this 8 year cycle. I wrote about a year or so ago, and now everybody is onto it. So, yeah, but I think these cycles are so dominant that they do stay with us. So another market that intrigues me right now is the bond market. I was on Jim Cramer's Money Mad show in June, right down here, and bonds rallied. And Jim was surprised I was bullish in the market as well. He couldn't find anybody else bullish in the market. I said, well, here's why. We're at a seasonal low in the market. The large traders, that's the blue line of the small speculators, were negative. They didn't want to buy bonds back here. They'd been buying bonds up here, and they were wrong in the marketplace. So I think this market's getting set up to buy, and the seasonal pattern is definitely to the upside. So we have some fundamentals here, and commodity markets move for fundamental reasons. There are the supply-demand reasons, there's valuation reasons. They're really driven by demand of the marketplace. If we go to the next slide, we can take a look at cycles, how cycles are on the bond market. And this is my cyclical forecast. So, basically about every 4 or 5 months, we've had a low in the bond market. And it doesn't always create a great buying opportunity, but it's like, we should rally, come down, look where we are. We're almost in the absolute low of this cycle, which has been a pretty good cycle going back many years. So what I see is this market getting set up by commitment trade report, all the good things, and the seasonal pattern, and the cycles.
Yeah, no, I just want to remind people the red line is not necessarily price; it's the cycle, and then the bar is the bar.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Sharon, for that. Yeah, because I get so carried away. I know all this stuff like I know my own kids, right? Yeah, the black line is the price of bonds. Now, the red line doesn't mean the bonds will rally from here up to here. It just means buy point, buy point, buy point, buy point, sell area, sell area, sell area. So there's a sell area coming up in, I think, September of this year, 3 or 4 months out from now. But just because we have a huge up move in the cycle, that's the way cycles go: high, low, low, high, right? It doesn't mean price will rally that much. It means that buy area, buy area, buy area, sell area, sell area, sell area. That's the way these cycles work. Don't expect that the market will follow the red line. It's a timing. We're in the sell area, we're in the buy area, we're in the sell area. And currently for bonds, we're in the buy area. Currently for bonds, the committed trade report is bullish. Currently for bonds, seasonal is bullish. Currently for bonds, the valuation model is pretty good. So yeah, this is the market I think you want to look for to position yourself. And however you do that, maybe options, maybe out and out trade or whatever, but I think we're in the area where we're going to see a rally in the marketplace. Another market that I think is set up for a future move.
Hey Larry, speaking of commitment to traders, I follow them on a lot of markets, particularly in bonds, because I do feel like we have that institutional kind of flavor to them. Is a lot of folks though suggest, well, commitment to traders on equities isn't as a good gauge of what's going on as it is with respect to commodities or bonds or those kind of markets. Is that true or is that not true?
I agree with that, with an exception. The commitment trade report, if you really study the data, it's been really flaky in the E-minis or the Russell Index or the NASDAQ. Sometimes it looks like the commercial right, sometimes they're wrong. So what's going on here? But, whoa, I know what's going on here. There's a huge amount of hedging done by the commercials where they'll sell the S&P and buy the NASDAQ because the NASDAQ has traditionally been a little stronger than the S&P. Or they'll sell the Dow Jones and buy the S&P or buy the NASDAQ because the same thing has happened. Well, recently the Dow has been a lot stronger than the NASDAQ, and been stronger than the S&P. So the commitment trade report in the S&Ps you'd think would be really good because it's the biggest market. The one that's really been the best has been the Dow Jones contract.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
commitment trade report in the Dow Jones contract has been much more effective than the commitment trade report in the other stock indexes. So that's the one I look at, Jim.
Oh, thank you. I wrote that down, by the way, my notepad. Another question on while we're talking about bonds right now, Engineer Bear in the chat threw out, what about ultra bonds? Is that with the bigger ranges? Is that something we should be looking at instead of the traditional
I
30-year?
well, I trade the 30-year bonds. That's the most active contract. You can trade that in massive size. I've traded 1,000, 2,000 a matter of time.
Oh,
So that's the biggest market. That's the one I trade.
yeah.
That which gets to an interesting point though. I don't trade illiquid markets like cocoa or platinum or plywood or something like that. I want to be in a market where I can get in and get out easily. That I know there's a lot of liquidity. So I tend to like bonds like bonds like the S&P future contracts. I like things that have a lot of volume to them, a large open interest. Um, it's just so much easier to get in and get out. And I think those markets are more cyclical and more disciplined markets than the thinner markets are.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, be on the lookout for the hog market. I think we're going to see a rally in hog. Now, the red line is an interesting forecast for hogs. Wow, hogs have followed that ride pretty darn well, haven't
Mhm.
they?
Heck yeah.
Really well. So let's advance our slide. And you can see where we are now. Did I just click a button I shouldn't have?
No, you're good.
No, thanks. Okay, good. So we see where that red line is now. And the red line says, oh, hog should come down here to a low sometime the end of this month, the first part of next month. We should get into a low in the hog market. It's been such a good forecast. I better bring this one out to my Ninja Warriors so the Warriors can get a chance to attack that hog market. So that's one thing you want to really be looking at. So you could, on your own, then you could say, okay, well, what's the commitment trade report doing? What's the seasons? All the stuff I've talked and taught about over the years to apply. Like, okay, we have a cyclical low coming up here. That's good,
Okay.
but let's get it confirmed. Let's get it confirmed by other stuff as we move along. So there's a market you can look for your own
So,
confirmation, but
all right. So,
clearly
Larry,
expect a rally there.
that's a great comment, and let's follow up on that for a second. So, right now, it looks like, all right, man, bombs away. Let's get short hogs right now. But do you wait for a specific confirmation before you actually engage in a trade?
Yes, they do. And I'll probably be talking about that more in the if we get invited back, if we get enough thumbs up for this presentation, I'll talk more about entry the next time we do this. But yes, once I get into a cyclical low, a committed trader area, then I need some type of a trend change to get in. I won't just buy because we're in the area. I'd like to see the trend that's been down reversed in some fashion. Could be very short term, could be longer term, but in some fashion, I want setup, confirmation of the trade, and then a trend change in the market. And I'm long on the trend change in the market.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for that.
Okay, so crude oil, we had that sell. Crude oil was a cyclical high that we saw back in February when the crude oil has come down. So where are we in crude oil now? Some interesting things going on. The seasonal pattern you see comes down. We usually don't rally. A typical seasonal is strongest the latter part of the year, first part of January. Crude oil is usually pretty strong in the marketplace. We're in kind of a sloppy trading range. Seasonal isn't telling so much now at all. However, seasonal is just one thing. Look at my valuation model. We look at the valuation of crude oil. It's in the undervalued zone. The last time it was in the undervalued zone was back October, November. Then go back to last February, March, we were undervalued.
Mhm.
Crude oil has a good habit of getting undervalued. It's not a timing tool, but it says, oh, this market's getting set up. It's undervalued. Value will be rewarded at some point. We don't know when value will be rewarded, but always value will be rewarded with higher prices. We go from undervalued to overvalued. That's the way the markets work. So then we can look a little bit deeper and look at the green line, which is the advisors. The advisors have been very bearish on crude oil. At the high we saw in February and March this year, they were 95% bullish. Advisors basically are trend followers. They see a big up move in the market, they buy, 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 buy. And they see a big down move, oh, they don't want to buy, they don't want to buy. So advisors, newsletter writers, for the most part, are trend followers, and they get really bullish at market highs and really bearish at market lows. You can see the market lows, when that green line is really low,
Yeah.
and we're at market lows most of the time.
Oh,
Here's where it gets interesting.
you're
Please,
talking Tracy's language right now. Let's go to the next slide.
go back to where there's more stuff to talk about.
Okay.
Good. Now here's what gets really interesting to me. The red line that you see at the bottom of the chart is commercials. Commercials have been steadily buying this market. They're willing to buy weakness. They like to buy weakness, but when they consistently, steadily buy, that's a very bullish sign in the marketplace, especially when we see the small traders aren't doing much of anything, but the commercials continue to be a buyer supporting this market. They want to accumulate in here. We see that it's not at the seasonal rallies, there's no seasonal stuff going on, but it's undervalued. The advisors are very negative. So this is another market I think we have to pay some attention to. So let's go to our next slide. And now we can start to look at the major crude oil cycle. Say, okay, we got what looks like some pretty bullish stuff going on here, but what's the cycle to this stuff? Again, you can see the major crude oil cycle hasn't been bad. It's not going to be exactly accurate. I don't expect that. But we want to be a buyer here, look for a rally here, a rally here, a rally here. Oh, yeah, that's been pretty good. Tells the general direction of the market in advance, because this red line was known in advance, as we can see on our next chart. Here is that red line. So, oh, we should have a seasonal low in here, cyclical low in here. There's the cyclical high we looked at in February. We're getting into the area now of a cyclical low. We're not too far away from that. Probably the latter part of this month, start to see more commercial buying coming into the market, see the small speculators getting out of this market. This is a market I think I want to focus on. We've had a big down move in the market. Cycles are telling us we should start to see the market move to the upside. So I'm getting confirmation. And the real joy to me is to be able to do this, say, hey guys, I'm talking for a trade that's over the next 3 months here. Here's an advance indicator. We have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen in this market, as opposed to just like, well, let's buy a market for whatever reason it's oversold. That's not enough. So by working with the right tool for the right job, as my dad taught me, such a great, brilliant statement, we can get an advanced understanding so we know what to focus on. I don't need to focus on maybe wheat or whatever right now. They're not really set up. These markets I'm bringing to you are like really set up markets. So we know we have an advantage in these markets at this time to take advantage of. That's the way I trade this stuff. The way I try to look at this is to get a setup in the marketplace and then take advantage of that. Jim, are there any questions that have come in?
Yeah, there's a bunch, but I have
Great.
one real quick before I get to the folks.
Please.
So crude, I mean, the war that's going on, horrible war, hopefully it's almost over, kind of got in the middle, right? And caused those big black candles we see in the middle here as well. But the cycle, I mean, this was projected a long time ago, kind of fits that pattern really nicely here. When you're in that environment right now and you do see the setup though, are you a little more hesitant to enter because of the volatility associated with this, I don't want to call it a black swan event, but this big macro event?
Well, I don't think it was a big event because our cycle said back here in the first 2026, we would rally, and all of a sudden the war happened. Oh, that's interesting. In other words, I think wars, feast, famines happen at times when cycles say they will happen. So yeah, this is what we should have had something drive the energy market to the upside. Cycles were predicting that. And these cycles are stable. I did a book on cycles that'll be coming out this year or next year, I guess. But when I went back to the Foundation for the Study of Cycles monthly magazine, and they had a cycles for Goodyear rubber and tires, 6-year cycle. I thought, well, that's interesting. This was done in 1956, 1960, something like that. Goodyear rubber and tire had a 6-year cycle. So I put that on the stock today. Holy Toledo, Jim. It called all the highs and lows in the stock. So well, the market moved when the cycle said it would. So I think there's some predestination to price. And the cycles show us when that should happen. Like the cycle said, yeah, something's going to happen in crude oil. A big rally is coming in crude oil, and suddenly we have the Iranian conflict, and it happens. So, I don't watch television. I don't, for a lot of reasons. My liberal friends are upset every night when they watch TV. My conservative friends are upset every night when they watch TV. So I don't want to be upset. I don't watch any of this stuff. So I really don't listen to the news. Okay, I want to be happy. I would rather, the cycles are mathematically real. The news is like, well, one channel says this, one says that, is this going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. But I know the red line says we should rally. And it says we should come down. We haven't. Now it says we should start to rally.
So, Larry, a couple questions in the chat. I know you already touched on it, but if we could touch on it again, basically is how is the red line determined?
The red line is a cycle. It takes me maybe 3-4 hours to develop it. Excuse me. I use a software called Timing Solutions, which is lovely. And it will allow me to ferret out whatever the current cycle is. There's so many ways you can find it, but I'll do a series of tests to see which cycles have been the most stable in crude oil. And then I run several other tests. And okay, this is the cycle that's the most stable. But basically, it's time solution software. It's not like you put in a number and automatically kicks it out. You have to go find the cycle. And that's an interesting point. Some people think that cycle, like there's a 18-year cycle. I don't think there is, by the way, because I've run the data and say, is there an 18-year cycle? There isn't. But stock market people say, oh, there is. No, somebody wrote a book about that. They said maybe there was a long time ago, but I want to get my cycle searching going on to find out what is the cycle now. So I'm looking at some mythical cycle based on numerology or based on whatever. Some of those might be good, by the way, but I want to know what cycles are really operating now. And that's basically how I do it. It's a lot of work. It's not just a click and point thing. It takes, I think it'll take a couple hours at least.
Yeah, and we have this question was from a little bit earlier in the session, Larry. Larry, as we study your charts from the forecast, should we pay attention to the price access to monitor if a stock commodity expects to get back to a certain level?
No, I don't think the levels to me are not important. They are to a lot of people. I don't understand them. I'm never good at that. I just say, oh, look, here's the red line. Expect a low here, a high here, expect a low here, expect a low here, expect highs here. I'm just much into like, okay, I don't know exactly how much we're going to move here, but I know we should move from about here to here in terms of time. This decline should go from about here to about here in terms of time.
Yeah. I
don't know the magnitude. Cycles don't tell magnitude. Cycles will tell direction and how long that should last. But I'm not smart enough to get it past that point. And maybe some people can. I can't.
Yeah, got it. Here's one. Here's a blast from the past here, Larry. Any astro cycles in your work at all? I try to learn from Larry Pesavano's work. It's hard.
Well, Larry's been a good friend for many, many years, and I don't use astrological stuff for a couple of reasons. One is way over my head. The astrologers have, oh my gosh, they got conjunctions and prepositions and whatever. It's just way too much stuff. My mind doesn't pick up on that. Maybe it's great. I don't have any idea. I'm pretty simple. I want really simple stuff. I'm not a real good mathematician. I had a lot of trouble with math in school. So you have to find what your mind works with. My mind doesn't work with that. My mind doesn't work with a lot of things. Like my mind works with this stuff pretty well, so I'm going to use this stuff. But no, I don't. I don't understand astrology, and it's way too complex for me to try to learn something like that at 84 years of age. It's like, no, I just, yeah, I've been using this stuff for, I don't know, almost 60 years now. So I just stay with what's worked for me.
Yeah, I met Larry back in I met him in 1990, Larry Pesavano, probably 19
Hmm.
late 90s is my guess. He was doing a presentation at the Chicago Board of Trade, and he had the Fibonacci guy standing up there with his arms out wide, and he covered all this stuff. Very interesting stuff, by the way. He looked at stuff in a different light that was really helpful.
Well, yeah, Larry's been a good friend for a long time, and he's the other Larry in the market. I just, you have to find the shoe that fits you.
Yeah,
And that shoe just does. I'm not negating anybody else's work. I'm just saying, hey, that's not the way I decided to play the game.
yeah,
And this is important, Jim, because I think if people come into the market and they go like, oh, I'm going to follow Larry Williams. Well, if my stuff is complex to you, don't follow me.
yeah,
If you don't immediately pick up on it, I'm not the guy for you. You might listen to Jake Bernstein or Bob Proctor or whoever.
yeah.
Like you need somebody whose work you go, got it. I see that. That's who you should gravitate towards because you'll be able to understand their methodology real
Yeah.
quickly and you'll be able to pick it up. But if you don't understand my stuff or somebody else stuff, like that's not your teacher.
Yeah. No, and that leads into I think one of the better questions that we have so far today. I'm going to read it out loud. This is from Trader SLA. I think it's a play on Tesla, maybe. Please ask Larry if we're starting out today as a brand new trader, what futures would he target? And feels about trading the indices, and is he partial to E-mini S&P? So how should we start? What market should we look at? Is the stock index futures the way to go?
Stock index futures are somebody wants to get in and out quickly. So I don't know your temperament, but if you want to be quick in and out, yeah, because stocks move erratically. They grab big trends, but they're very erratic along the trend.
Yeah.
So for very short-term erratic in and out stock index futures. For a market that has nice cyclical trends, I think gold is really good. Gold is probably the most predictable of the markets in terms of the commitment, trader report, et cetera. But here's the market you should really trade, as I see the markets. There's no one market better than another market.
Mm.
I want to trade the market that's the most set up right now, as opposed to it could be cocoa, it could be wheat. But I don't say I'm going to trade, I'm going to make my living trading treasury bonds. I'm going to trade whatever's set up now. I let that trade come to me, as we talked about earlier. That's the market I want to trade. But for general ideas, short in and out trading, S&P, a little longer to more cyclical gold or maybe wheat.
All right. Yep. I got another one for you, Larry. Okay. So this is in the chat here. Inner circle trader. Please ask Larry if he's comfortable holding over weekends despite all of the geopolitical events that we have.
I love to hold over the weekends. I have no problem with that at all. Because if I'm right in the marketplace, whatever those events are, which is largely conjecture, are probably going to be in my favor because I'm a trend trader. I'm with the trend of the marketplace. So I see no idea to get out of a trade. I need time to make a profit, right? And that creates trend. So I hold over, yeah, I hold over the weekend all the time. Doesn't bother me in the least bit. And I have my stops in place, and yeah, I want to capture time, which will give me trend.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. Well, the hour's gone already. I can't believe it. I apologize if we didn't get your questions. We appreciate all the great participation here. Larry, how could people find you on the we used to call it the World Wide Web?
Please don't. I'm trying to retire. So, I mean, if you have to go to ireallytrade.com, that's our website. But and we got a bunch of free stuff there. But I don't publish a newsletter. I do my annual forecast report. That's it. Don't email me. I'm not going to reply to you. I'm not like a typical publisher trying to sell you something. I have nothing to sell to you. But there's a lot of free stuff on our website. Go get it. We've been successful in the market, so we do a lot of stuff for free like this. So enjoy that. And again, if you like the program today, put thumbs up or whatever you do, because we'll do this again. If you don't like it, put thumbs down. Let us know so we're not wasting your time or our time.
If you put
And
a
you got
thumbs
one
down,
more
I'm going to
slide, I
hunt you
think.
out, by the way. Anyone out
No,
there.
no, no.
Uh,
No, thumbs down are good. And we have one more slide, I think, Jim.
okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was, here we go.
No, good. There you go. So if you want the return of the ninja, yeah, tell Ninja that you enjoyed this. If not, like I said, thumbs down. But I appreciate everybody being here and thank Ninja for having me. So thank you very much for allowing me to talk today, Jim, and everybody at Ninja. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you.
Oh, we appreciate you. Looking forward to talking to you again, Larry. So thanks again. And now it's about that time for our afternoon update with Tracy Shuchart.
Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. I'm Tracy Shuchart, senior economist. Here is what happened while we were away. I saw a lot of questions earlier. What is going on with Meta? Meta is up over 10%. Meta Platforms is developing plans for a cloud infrastructure business that will sell its access to AI computing power and models, setting up a new vector of competition with industry leaders like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google Cloud. So that's the deal with Meta today. Quick recap on Warsh. Of course, we had Warsh speaking today. Now, he did come across not as hawkish as he sounded in the June meeting. Now, I wouldn't say he didn't sound hawkish. I'm just saying not as hawkish, because he reiterated that expectations of inflation over the last 4 weeks of this period have come down. And he reiterated that a couple of times. And this is when he was talking today earlier at the central bank's annual forum. He did double down on from his first press conference last month that the central bank will deliver price stability. And that means he does want to control that inflation, but he doesn't sound as hawkish as he was again before. So we did see 2-year Treasury yields fall to their lows of the session after that. We were around a 4.15% as well, or sounded less hawkish. He went on to talk a little bit about the task force. Actually, he said task force a lot during this. We're setting up a task force. We're setting up a task force. So he did give us a little bit of a clue. He said the announcement of the task force will be outside experts that will likely come, that he will give us more information next week, but it will include experts from both outside the central bank and outside the U.S. And then on the heels of that, we got a headline that he has tapped former BOE Governor Mervyn King to co-chair the U.S. Central Bank's new task force on communications. So that is our first pick on this task force. We are supposed to know more about this over the coming weeks or so before the July meeting at the end of the month. He also signaled that he saw a longer road ahead for lowering the balance sheet. He said it took us 18 years to find our way into this big balance sheet. It'll take us more than 18 weeks to bring it down in size. So there is that. Interesting, we have the USDA is going to fund a $500 million fast track for fertilizer plants. As we know, fertilizer has been impacted by the Strait of Hormuz, and farmers are very worried about the fall plants, and particularly into 2027 as they don't have supplies. And so the administration is looking to get ahead of that with a $500 million investment. We did see shares in fertilizer companies, Nutrien, Mosaic, and CF Industries kind of spike on that, but since have pared their gains a little bit. And then we have the JPM collar that I talked about this morning. If you weren't here this morning, if you want to write it down, they did buy 24.8 thousand of the 59.90, 70.90 put spread, and sold the 78.90 calls. So nothing, they're very out of the money right now, but usually anytime we get close to those numbers, we get a little wobble. So you're looking at 70.90 on the downside and 78.90 on the upside. And with that, now I will pass it to Jim for an edge report.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
I think we got to get right into the trades, you guys. We're ready for you. We're gonna do it. We'll do that. We'll pick up the edge report tomorrow morning. So good to see you guys. How's everybody feeling?
Feeling
Good. How are you?
Good.
Pretty good.
How are you guys
Pretty
doing?
good. Pretty good. Let's real briefly go through what everyone's seeing today, and then we'll get to some live trading here. Let's start with you, Jack. What are you thinking?
Right now we really got a mixed bag. Obviously, the trade off the open was to the long side. Dow really leading here, but as it's backed off, I'd like to see a little bit lower prices and then a reversal, maybe like a capitulation down into a retest of the first 5 minutes in the Dow down at which is right around 52,650 area. But right now, I think the shorter term time frame it currently is heading lower, but I'm not really interested in shorting the middle of this range. So I'm going to be sitting on my hands here for a bit and see if we can either push a bit lower or maybe higher first, and then I'll probably be looking for a short.
Got it. Salma, how about you?
I've actually got only a 1 micro trade on. I've had this on since basically the open. I've just been holding it, trailing my stop higher and then moving my profit target higher as well. If we have anything like we did yesterday, then, I do think that we'll make new highs. The only thing is tech is kind of dragging us down here. ES still a little bit resilient. So I'm just going to keep this trade on. It's about 8 points away from being stopped out. Stops at 50 flat, which would put me at 40 points on this trade. I'm in from 75.10. So yeah, as long as this doesn't stop me out, then I'll continue holding that. I think that would be it for me this afternoon. Like I've been saying lately, my main bread and butter has been during Asia, just trading gold. I do that. I make my money during Asia, and then New York sesh, I can just take basically a step back and just chill out a bit. So yeah, I think this will be it.
Awesome. Thank you, Salma. Christian, what are you thinking?
Yep.
So I'm long from my IB strategy, very close to getting stopped out on the second half of this trade. But as I wait for that to either stop me out or bounce, the main idea today was that if we can pull back to the sort of the range breakout area, which this 4 or 5 day range was, we're sort of into that area. We can't really get going because of the weakness in memory names and the AI names. So, but we're still going sideways. If we can continue to hold here above 130s in NQ, I think we can push back up to 280s eventually. If not, we can move back down to yesterday's morning low, which was around 990s, maybe test prior day low. And as we know, it's a holiday week, so it might start to get more choppy. I mean, it already feels kind of choppy, but if we can hold here, then maybe we can bounce back up. ES is leading. A lot of rotation that we're seeing into cyclicals with financials breaking out, and it's doing nothing wrong. So maybe I put some attention to it if we can form some acceptance up here and then push out to prior week high. But if we just chop around sideways, then not much going to be on my end.
Very awesome, guys. All right. Well, I want to wish you the best of luck of any trades you make this afternoon. I'm going to dip in the chat, and good luck.
Thanks, Jim.
Have a good weekend, Jim.
Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement with all you guys. It's just being choppy. It definitely feels like the market's moved more than it has if you look at the percentage change. I mean, the Dow's or the Nasdaq's down over 1%, but the rest of these markets basically flat. 0.1% here. Feels a little more volatile than that for the day, but Dow really losing its steam it had early in the morning.
Yeah, everything kind of losing it, except ES still like hanging on pretty nicely.
Yeah, ES's structure and where it is in the range. If it can hold this low, I agree. But I mean, so you pointed out, Salma, the Nasdaq is the weakest. That one I'd like to short, but I'd like to get a little bit higher. I'm just not interested in shorting on these lows here. So if we can get up towards 30,254, I might take a stab at it to the downside. And that's the 50% retracement short from the high of the RTH to the most recent low.
I'd say I like that, but then that would mean I get stopped out of my position. So I don't like that, Jack.
Hey, well, whatever happens, happens. I got nothing on, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked, honestly, that this micro has been this one micro position has been very resilient. It's just been a crazy trade. This is one of those times where you wish you had a little bit more size on, and you wish you had the copy trader on, but can't complain. Really can't complain. Thank you, met Soap. I appreciate that. Chat, what's going on with you guys?
Yeah,
Made money last
morning
night.
or afternoon chat.
Now we got a big
Chris,
chat. Following up
it's
with
still
Larry.
morning by you, dude?
It's 11 in the morning.
It's crazy. Yo, your mornings must be so long. That's crazy.
They go by fast because I'm trading many, different things.
Yeah.
Chris's day is actually longer than ours.
It is longer. After
It's
trading,
pretty wild.
I have to live the regular business day cycle here where everybody wants to have meetings and calls. You guys are done.
Yeah. Don't got to do any of that. Actually, I do have a call after this, so that's a lie. But
Chris, you should know I'm never done.
I know
It's
you're always
not-
on the computer working overtime. Good. At your age, you should be doing that.
Yeah,
If
100%.
you're not, I mean, I know you're making $2,000 a week guaranteed.
Yeah, here we
but
go. It's actually
if you're-
3,000. Thank you very much.
If you're not making 8,000 a week guaranteed, then you have to be on the desk. At your age, I was grinding. I know Jack and I were grinding it out 20 hours a day.
back in my day, Salma.
Mm-hmm. Back in your day, Jack. There really is a back in your day, though. You've got a lot of stories and a lot of history and stuff.
Yeah, back in
my day, I had 2 kidneys.
Bro, I'm dead.
I don't know. Am I allowed to laugh at that?
No, don't. This is a trap.
I mean, just caught me off guard. It's like
I laugh at that.
back when I was a young man.
My stories are a little bit too wild, though.
Jack's always got I used to trade with this person. I taught this person. What's up, ESL crew? That's crazy, Shab.
Here we go. That's just what she just said. Hola. Yeah,
You're part of it, Jack.
Larry and I went to grade school together.
Bro, would not surprise me if you knew him.
No, I never met him. Give me a bounce to short into. Man, oh my gosh, if we cross back down through the open, this day will be crazy.
Bro, NASDAQ is just so weak.
It is weak. It is 30,126 is kind of my level. If we lose it, this is gonna get super interesting. Maybe even do we have a gap? Debatable.
Thank you so close to stopping me out. Just go ahead and do it. Do it.
Just do it. That's where it's a little tease. Just tease you for a bit. We'll see where we close. Really a mixed bag of markets though this morning. I mean, you talk about picking your markets to trade. The Nasdaq was completely different price action than the S&P.
Mm-hmm. For sure. A lot of divergence.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's because it's what end of quarter deals or what, but definitely out of the ordinary.
They're selling AI and they're buying everything outside of AI.
Yeah, I would imagine that Facebook news that hit, which was what they're leasing out their excess AI infrastructure, which I guess is bullish for Facebook. But then it's like, okay, did they overbuild? I don't think
Probably,
that,
yeah.
that doesn't seem like that was their original plan. I would feel like that's probably the main reason driver of some of this AI selling, because it's definitely a vote of what's really going on behind the scenes here. But
Come on, stop me out.
I wouldn't be surprised if we can start losing 126 in the NQ, maybe an end of day selling pressure down into actually Tuesday's open. But like to look at how the Nasdaq closed on the prior day, up on highs, rally all day long, gap down, failure, really at the 50% retracement short from the prior day high to the RTH low. That prior day, that 50% retracement from the prior day high to the RTH low was 30,347, which is basically right where the highs were today here in the NQ. Not looking good for tech bulls, and the way this Dow, the Dow almost looks like a freaking V top. You see V bottoms. The 5-minute chart of the Dow is just a V top.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to be sticking my neck out long here.
All right, I took a stop here on the other half of this trade.
Chill, you guys are spooking my position.
Is that
And
what we're doing?
that is it for the IB strat today. One day at a time.
Yeah, if ES comes another 2 points lower, I'm out too, out of this position.
One day at a time, one trade at a time.
Chris, teach me to swing a bad position in NQ that you can't get out of. Yes. How about you start by placing a stop? What do you mean you can't get out of it? Have you become an investor when it was a trade?
Learn how to become an investor. Don't use stops. That is what we refer to, ladies and gentlemen, as bag holding.
It's official. I'm in the worst trade of my cash career.
Oof.
What is going on with your trading, my friend?
Yeah. And why are you still holding it? Are you outside your rules?
Probably.
Probably. I would guess so too. I know when I'm in my worst trade, I am outside my rules. I am breaking something.
String bean though, that's not like the worst thing in the world, is to just take a break from like your cash account and then focusing your attention on props. It's not the worst thing in the world.
When did you get long that it was a swing? Like, were you trying to swing for the whole week, or what move?
Look, this is the worst advice. It's not a loss until you sell. Until you get margin called. Then you're cooked.
Somebody's getting cooked.
I feel like they just liquidate your position. They're not really calling you.
Jack, it just sounds cooler.
Yeah, right. You're getting a call from NinjaTrader. They're like, hey, by the way, you're gonna need to add 30,000 to carry that position overnight. You're like, oh yeah, let me get that wire out.
Okay, String Beam, you're not even telling us what's going on. How can we help?
Chris is stressed right now.
You have 3 of the best ESL traders online, and you're not.
We can translate any language.
Any language here, and you're not. Help us help you.
Dude, who is this Margin, and why does she keep calling me? That's hilarious.
It's Jake from State Farm. It's Margin from Ninja.
What is each of your favorite timeframes for scalping ES futures? Are you partial to ES, and what other futures do you like trading? I focus on the 2-minute. I'm an hourly trend trader, but I execute on the 2-minute, and I only trade NQ.
I don't scalp, but the timeframes that I'm on are mainly 15, 30, hourly, 4-hour. And I prefer to trade ES, but I also dabble into the Russell and the Dow.
All right. Well, if you know the answer, string being, then all through, my guy. You probably know. Typically, when we make mistakes, we know what they are as traders.
Yep. Abdullah says too much indicators. How can you see price action? Who's got the too many indicators? All I've got is key levels. You ever know you're making a mistake and keep going with it? Been there, done that. Yep. We've all been there.
Well, I don't think I've never met a trader who doesn't make mistakes or has never made a mistake. You can minimize mistakes. And I actually did take Latin, deadly. I did take Latin in high school. Not very good at speaking it though. But I can tell you the root word.
I took Spanish. So me and Chris can kind of have a conversation.
Oh, hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Oh.
You know I
Who you
don't
be
speak
hanging around in
Spanish.
New Jersey, huh?
Huh? Wait, what?
Who you be hanging around in New Jersey? That Spanish is good.
No one. I'm telling you, I took 2 years of Spanish in high school.
Oh, it's because it's just so fresh in your head that
Yeah,
you
okay. It's
remember
almost
it.
been 10 years, dude. Oh, it's crazy to think about, actually.
10 years.
10 years.
Trader Slaw, I'm not sure what you're referring to. What didn't I answer?
What's your favorite time frame to scalp ES? And are you partial to ES or do you trade other assets as well?
Oh, okay. That's the question. No, I'm not a scalper.
I'm sorry. What time frame? What time frame would you trade on?
I trade on typically a 5-minute. I do top-down analysis, so I start on the higher time frames and mark up what I think is important. But then when I'm intraday trading, I'm primarily just looking at a 5-minute chart all day long, with the occasional back out. But yeah, I think sometimes when I go shorter time frames than that, I just force myself into trades. The best trades are gonna for me are gonna show up at least on a and then I'll sweep over to a 15-minute chart and kind of confirm my support levels intraday. But if I have a support level, I'll see what it looks like on like the 15-minute chart as well. I like to look for like 15-minute, what I refer to as leg starts, which are the white dots on my screen, which is the beginning of a 3-bar move or more. I like when my support resistance lines up with that on the 15-minute chart.
Just realized we all have hats on today.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I don't have hot water right now, so it's been tough. Still, dude, I got the guy coming tomorrow.
Bro, it's been like a week.
It has been a week. Officially, tomorrow is a week.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. Well, the problem was had to get a guy out, get a quote. That was kind of, more than I thought. Get another guy out. Weekend goes by, get a quote. Then the guy doesn't show up. Gotta get another guy with another quote. Finally go back to the original guy. So, you know how it goes. And then he's booked up. So I gotta wait him a few more days. Still dripping here. Man, I'm starting to look at the midpoints of the prior day as being, spots we could eventually break down to, whether that's today or tomorrow. But the middle of the prior day's range in the Dow is 52,573. That's a level I'm looking for us to trade back into, which is basically what we broke out of this morning. In the Russell, it's down at 30,032. We're already past it in the NASDAQ. Obviously, the NASDAQ's down pretty heavily here. The midpoint of the NASDAQ was 30,267. And in the ES, it's 75.25. So those are all levels I'm looking at below on higher time frame potential supports. But we'll see. Just
What are my thoughts? What do you mean by that?
What you
Thoughts
mean
on
by
what?
that?
tell me your thoughts, Chris, all of them.
A penny for your thought? I feel like it's summer trading. Summer holiday.
Well, it's just a short week and it's a bullish week, so you're gonna have slow grind ups.
Oh,
Low
thank-
volume. The big guys are on vacation.
Oh,
The big guys.
Retail only knows how to buy.
Retail only knows how to find.
It's true though. Like,
No, I agree. I mean,
and it is July 4th.
investors only know how to buy. I mean, what percent of the market in it? I actually don't know those stats. I'm not even going to
Well,
be.
I don't know stats off the top of my head either, but just from like watching the market over the years, there are definitely specific days and weeks that tend to be very bullish.
I think it's probably a better idea that retail only knows how to buy as opposed to retail only knowing how to short.
Yeah.
Because that's a much harder trade.
you're long ES still, Salma?
Yep, came really close to stopping me out. We came a point away from stopping me out and we just pushed. And this is what someone in chat was telling me to book the trade in right before I was about to hit my stop, and I'm glad I just let it be.
Yes, follow the rules.
Yeah, the stop is there for a reason. And yeah, Sean, we are part of retail. We know that. Everyone here is retail.
Yeah, that's okay. Nothing wrong with being retail.
Yeah, you can make millions being retail, right?
Hundreds of millions. I mean, the best guys make hundreds of millions. That probably, at some point, you probably have to have multiple traders working for you. That's when you move away from being a retail trader.
And the closer we get to the close, it'll be choppier.
Yeah, this is just get used to trade the close being like this. So chat, this is how it was yesterday. You guys did a great job keeping us entertained. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want us to talk about anything, now's your chance. Yeah, this could be either a really boring segment or a really fun segment. It's whatever you guys let it be. You guys ask questions and bring up some topics. It can be really fun. Crude is pushing here, by the way. Yep, this is their chance for Q&A.
Yeah. In different languages too. Don't worry about us.
Oh, Trump is live, by the way. Don't know if he'll say anything about the market, but he is yapping.
All right, to show you how little we're trending, I have absolutely nothing on my scan but the Nikkei trending. Nothing.
Good luck even trying to trade that.
Yeah, so trend bias, when all these are flat lines, that means nothing is trending. Of course, that'll change through the day, but we were trending up earlier, but that's when I kind of know there's really no reason to push anything. I mean, of course, you could always argue trends on different sides, but we've had an up and then now a down day. It's a multi-directional day with divergence between the indexes, aggressive divergence between the indexes.
Do I trade 24 hours? No, I don't. Nope. I do clock in a lot of hours though.
You clock in?
Well, you know what I mean.
Clocking in. All right. Can you guys promise me one thing?
What?
Don't blow your hands up this weekend.
Yeah, we'll definitely not be doing any of that.
I don't see you as a pyro, Salma. I'm gonna be honest. Chris, on the other hand, I can see him getting into some firecrackers.
Listen, when I was younger.
Yeah.
With the chuckle.
Mango Terry? Put it in reverse, Terry!
Oh my
Come on,
God.
Terry.
Yeah. Terry, put it in reverse. Ultimate.
Barbs, what do you mean, where do I do Asia session?
Okay.
Where do you where do you trade Asia sessions out there?
Yeah. I don't stream it if that's what you're asking. Wait. What time during Asia do you find best to trade? Just depends, honestly. Sometimes it could be right off the open, other times around 8, 9 p.m. Eastern time. All depends.
I just
It
trade the
totally
IB
just
then.
depends. It's so dependent on the way we close.
Hey, sometimes Asia does nothing. Other times you get a nice move on gold like yesterday.
Hmm.
Oh, you're trading
Oh,
different products, Asia?
main focus for like the past couple weeks has been gold.
Ooh.
Just been making literally majority of my money during Asia trading gold. New York sesh hasn't been all that interesting.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Wait, the New York session has not been interesting?
Yeah, like it really hasn't, not to
Or
me.
gold or
No, just for the indices in general. Like the fact that I've been able to trade gold during Asia and make most of my money at night kind of allows me to just chill out during New York sesh. And I just haven't been seeing too many things. That's why, like today, this morning, when I decided to go long ES, I only did one micro because I wasn't trying to risk too much of my profits. And I didn't have the copy trader on because, again, didn't want to risk any of my other accounts. So,
Discipline.
for your strategy.
or yeah, I mean, I can only speak for myself. So yes.
Yeah.
This Chris, are you trying to trap me?
No. I was just asking if you really felt that way, but I heard
Yeah,
now that
I
it's
mean,
your strategy, your approach.
yeah. Like yesterday, if you missed the open yesterday, there was really nowhere for you to enter until like the afternoon when we started getting like a drop, almost like this one here, and we flagged for a bit before we made the next leg up. So for like a majority of the time yesterday, I was just sitting cash doing nothing. And then I took a trade during the stream yesterday that I literally held for 2 hours and it barely moved 10 points. So
That's tough.
yeah. I mean, it was still green and everything, but it just took forever. Let's see. The DLY says, when did you start streaming and how did you start building an audience? I started streaming on Ninja back in November, and I've had an audience prior to streaming. I come from an options background, so majority of my followers are options traders.
I don't stream anywhere else.
Well, I do have solo stream. I just started last month, but Ninja was my first ever appearance on camera in front of, hundreds of people.
Natural.
Yeah, boy. What time frame do you use for Asia? Same thing. Time frames. I use all different types of time frames. It just depends where I see my setup. Again, that is the 15:30 hourly 4 hour. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's almost, I guess it's almost like what Jack said before, top-down analysis. But yeah, if I see something on higher time frames, like if the 4 hour looks good for a drop, then I will use the 4 hour to enter. So yeah, how much sleep do you get? Salma, guys, I get a good amount of sleep. I know I troll a lot on here and all that good stuff, but don't worry, I sleep.
We're all worried about your health.
Yeah. I appreciate
I
it,
have some
but
years left.
I learned the other day that Stowe does not get sleep.
Really?
Yeah, he said he sleeps 3 hours.
yeah,
What?
okay, I can't do that.
I was like, whoa, brother. I'd be falling asleep
Scott.
at the desk.
Scott just called me Sarah. Sarah's not here, my friend. My name is Salma, but I'm glad that you're enjoying the 30-second OR indicator. I'm glad.
We have a good
Let me
higher low here.
see. Yeah, I need us to push out of this.
SMH made a new low and NASDAQ did not. ES did not.
Yeah. Wait,
Good
what did you just say?
divergence. SMH,
Made.
a new low, and ES and NQ did not.
Okay, good. Push us.
Right into the IB high in ES. That's still providing support. Let's see if this wedging structure forms something and then maybe interested in a trade, but still pretty choppy. So
Yeah, it's gonna take forever. So might as well keep answering people's questions. What's your typical position size for ES and gold during Asia versus RTH? I've been keeping my sizing the same across the board, whether it be Asia or New York Sesh. But for Asia, since I only trade, well, not only, but since I've been mainly trading GC, 1 to 2 micros, 2 micros is like really pushing it. And that's a lot of sizing for me, in my opinion. So 1 to 2. And then during New York Sesh, could be anything up to like 3 micros ES lately. Used to be 5, but the fact that the ranges are just so wide, I just prefer to size down. I spoke about it earlier on stream. I was just showing like my calendar for the month of June, and I was just showcasing like the wins and the losses. And that is just like all my wins and losses for the most part were smaller gains, anywhere from $200 to $400 on average, with like 2-3 days being the outlier that are above 500. And I tallied it up on stream and everything like that. And it's just trying to show people that if you size down and you're using a copy trader and you go for your base hits, you can make a lot of money and you can still compound that money over time. So yeah, it's been working great for me, honestly. I have
Yeah.
more peace of mind too. Sorry, Jack, go ahead.
No, you're good. Yeah, for me, my sizing, it comes down to risk per trade. So I'll start off the day risking about $500 per trade. And if I start getting up, I might bump it to $1,000 of risk per trade. Once I've kind of got a buffer on the day, but that doesn't depend on my contract size. So depending on the market I'm trading, I allot the appropriate amount of micros that equals that number. So, if we're trading an ATR of 50 points in the NASDAQ, a 50-point stop is what I'd be using. So $100 per contract. So that'd be 5 contracts. But if we bump up to 75 points, my contract size is going to drop. So my contract size is really never the same. And then if I'm trading the Russell and I'm trading like a 1-minute chart on the Russell, my contract size will be way higher because I'm using a 1-minute ATR. So whatever time frame I'm trading, I use the ATR of that time frame. And then I calculate it that way. It's all that information is definitely worth watching. It's towards the end of my segment that I did last Thursday about ATR in order sizing. You should check that out if you haven't got the chance.
I do something similar as him, and this is a 2-minute time frame, but I do something similar. I have for like example, the IB strategy, I'm risking 3% of the account, which is currently around $1,200. And 30 depending on the spread between the entry and the stop, that'll be 6 micros or 20 micros.
ATR of what? So whatever the time frame is, their code is on the top of my screen. That yellow code is the number. So I take the 10 bar average is what I do. Would you like a link to the code? Or I can't share any links, but there is if you go to my Twitter, it's on the Twitter, but or you can just watch the segment. Just watch my Edge segment from last Thursday. But my Twitter is in the links below. And then if you go to my Twitter, the link that I have to a free indicator for Ninja is on my Twitter. And that just, you can put that in Ninja and it'll automatically calculate this yellow bar here. It calculates the, so the Russell, the M2K, the 5-minute ATR is 420 here, $4 or 4.2 points versus like the NQ, it's 44. So that risk would be like $89. That's always changing. The videos, just go to the NinjaTrader YouTube and look for Discover Your Edge with me. There it is. And there's my Twitter. But yeah, watch the video. Discover Their Edges are all great. Salma, have you done one yet? You haven't done one, right? Yeah, you should watch them all. Everybody put some good time in.
Someone else asked a question. Let me find it. Salma, where did you learn to trade options? Do you trade options longer time frame or same day? So I started out day trading options. Worst thing ever, in my opinion. At least for me, like who I am as a person and as a trader, zero DTEs definitely don't favor the kind of trader I am. So I now only day trade futures and swing trade options. And I learned just by being a little curious, dabbling into the market, and then, finding a few discords to join. And yeah. That's how.
What you're saying is that it's not bad to join discords to learn.
Absolutely not. Hell no. I mean, I have a Discord, so I am biased, but I definitely think that you can A, learn so much from people who know more than you. B, you can learn a lot by being part of a community. And I'm not saying this has to be a paid Discord. It could be a free one. There's a lot of good ones out there. But just being surrounded by like-minded individuals, trading is already lonely as is. So, whether it be you're in a community or you're joining people's live streams or you follow a bunch of people on Twitter, you can definitely gain a lot of information from other people. So I am definitely for that. What do you mean by base hits? Just instead of going for home runs, going for big profits or big moves, secure smaller moves and smaller gains and allow that to compound over time. So like the example I would say is it easier to make $1,000 on one account, or is it easier to make $200 copy trading 5 accounts? Yeah, $200 times 5 equals 1,000. Yeah. What's easier? Obviously making 200 across 5. I said, what's easier, making $1,000 on one account or copy trading 5 accounts going for $200 base hit? The result is the same.
What if $1,000 is a base hit for you?
I'm just throwing out a number. It's all relative to, your sizing and the kind of trader you are. The number doesn't matter. It's just, obviously base hit can be subjective, but just trying to use that as an example.
I feel like that will encourage traders to cut their trades when they make the 200, no? How do they get around that?
I mean, again, the 200 is just a number that I've thrown out there. It can be more, it can be less, whatever is better for you. But my point is, someone asked, what is a base hit? And that's, for me, it's just catching a smaller move and going on about your day. Like for me to be in a 1 micro long from the open at 75.10 on ES and still being in it 40 points, 45 points later, at one point it was 60 points. Is that normal on ES for me on a normal day? No, it's not.
Oh, you get a good entry.
banging entry, dude. Like almost bottom tick that. But that's my point. My point is it's harder to catch these bigger moves. It's easier to just secure something, smaller and then moving on.
I also think the most important thing when you're talking about like what is a 50-point move one day is not a big move on another day when you're moving 1,000 points. So I don't know. I really think it's all relative to how much the market is moving. Okay. That's
sure, but we're talking about ES too at the end of the day. Obviously with NQ, an average candle.
Yeah, but the same thing goes for the ES. It's relative to the range of the day, because a base hit on one day is not a base hit on the second day. Like I'm just saying, if you're going for 4 points on the ES on a slow day, and you're going for 4 points on a day where the ES moved 100 points, it's just not the same trade. It's not the same trade at all.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I wouldn't even get into a trade just for 4 points, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, how do you define base hit? What it like, and it outside of a P&L, because a P&L is kind of irrelevant.
Well, for me, it is based off of a P&L.
Okay.
Like during Asia, if I catch a 10, 20 point move on GC, either sized 1 or 2 micros, for me, that's a good $200 to $400 in a couple minutes trading Asia, right? I will take that money and I'll walk away. And that's being copy traded across 5 accounts. That's some really good money for me. For someone else, that could be chump change, or it could be whatever. But yeah, for me, like my base hits, my definition, and what I've been securing lately, anywhere between 200 to 400. And I've had, like I said, when I was showcasing my P&L calendar for Lucid, I had like 3 days that were outliers where it was above 500, and the rest was days that were below. So, why copy trade 5 accounts if you can do 5 times the size in 1 account? I mean, that's just more risky. What's nothing to be confused about. It's just you're adding on more risk. Why would I do that? Iman, I don't know what ad you're talking about. If you want to send it to me on Twitter or something, but no, I'm not on any ads.
There's ads out there of you on your face?
Someone's asking if that's me on the FTMO ad. I have never seen it, never heard of it, so I hope it's not me and someone using my my picture.
I'll let you know if I come across it. I'll probably buy the product though. I was like, oh, Salma, what are you selling?
No, it's not me.
Breaking down here and NQs.
Guys, it's more risk when your drawdown is $2,000 on a 50K account. So if you're taking, so let's go back to what that person said. Why copy trade 5 accounts if you can do 5 times the size in 1 account, right? Let's say you take that loss, you're losing the grand on an account that only has 2K drawdown. Whereas if it's spread across 5 accounts, it's only $200 of a loss times 5 accounts. Do you get that? Do you understand the difference? It's way more risky doing that.
No risk, no Rari.
Yeah, I guess that too. How are you executing multiple accounts from TradingView? Can you please explain? I just use a copy trader. There's a bunch of them out there. You can even use the Tradeovate built-in copy trader. But because I trade on TradingView, I use copy trader called Trade Syncer.
Chris, my top-down analysis around 6:45 was bullish from the 4-hour down to the 5-minute. Then we had a dump, I think was news-driven. I was wondering if you had similar thoughts or was I off? You're bullish from the 4-hour to the 5-minute. Then we had a dump. I mean, I was the same. Look, on the NQ, we pulled back into the daily 9 MA, which if you follow my work is the main trend filter that I look at. And on the 4-hour, We were also back testing the prior breakout right here. Right, so the uptrend on the 4-hour had ended. We put in a higher high 1, higher low 1, higher high 2, and then we were pulling back into the breakout area. So the next structure would say, hey, if we can hold the swing low, we can start a wedging structure and consolidate and maybe push out higher. What did we do? We did come down there into that initial test, and we did bounce. So even on the 4-hour and 5-minute, it was bullish, right? This is your bounce here at 130s. 120s, 130s, and NQ. But what should have happened here is after the bounce, we should have reclaimed 280s, formed acceptance, and then rallied higher. We did not do that though. So at that point, you have information from the market telling you that, hey, failure to hold this reclaim zone means that we can go back down to the lows, which is what's happening. So the structure, going into the day was bullish, because we were having the first pullback after a 2-day rally as well, but it's the balance is starting to fail. You can't really prepare for that unless you see it in real time that the bounce is failing, right? So for example, for me, I analyzed the bullish day. I bought the lows here in NQ because we were literally at the daily 9 MA, and then I partialed out, and eventually I got stopped out on the last partial. But I executed based on the plan, which was bullish at that time. I bought the lows in NQ, and I participated in the balance and paid myself. Now, can it fail after that? Can the structure change? Yes, but remember, if we can do a good job at planning our day and then executing on that and making our points, then we don't really, unless you're looking to trade in the afternoon, you don't really need to worry about what's happening later on until the next session. But now, it's clear that we're failing the balance attempt. Just this, AIs are getting really rejected here. So, but it happens.
Dude, NQ is so weak.
Yup.
But yes, it's still somehow holding. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but we're really hovering right over this the stop loss of mine.
What do I consider the AIs? Just, everything AI related, manufacturing, infrastructure, energy, right? BE. I mean, just all those names. ASML, KLAC. I mean, ScanDisk, big reversal back down. Micron, right? So it looks like a failed breakout sort of move yesterday, and then hard rotation into other sectors like software, financials, brokers like Interactive Brokers, Hood. And that's what creates this choppy environment in the indices. I mean, I wouldn't consider Google and Meta AI they are part of that world, but they're not exactly that specific sector. They're, a software. Chris, hi Chris, do you usually wait for your TPs to get filled, or sometimes you close earlier based on situations? For the IB strategy, I strictly follow the TPs. For my own sort of daily trade plan trading, I do take partials into like the 2R area to finance my risk, and then based on market structure, or if we get to these zones here that you see here, then I'll take more off. But I do tend to hold longer. Like I held part of my trade this morning to see if we could continue higher, and we didn't. So I got stopped out at break even on the rest, right? But on days like yesterday are the days I do really well, where I'll take partials and then I'll hold until the end of the day. And I literally closed at the end of the day yesterday. Like there was just nothing, there was no reason to sell my longs yesterday. And so literally, I closed it at the end of the day. Oh, okay. Go down.
Another new low here. Just really low and tight selling here. NASDAQ. I don't know. My 126, we're going to be approaching lows of the day here shortly. My downside higher time frame target would be 29,975.
Oh, I got stopped out. Rancid, I'm glad you like the hat, but unfortunately, I don't really watch hockey. I went to one game one time, got a free hat. I really like the color of it. It's sick. That's why I'm wearing it.
Some are you going to Taylor Swift's wedding?
It's zero interest doing that. I'm good.
Isn't it kind of by you?
Yeah, it's about like 40 minutes or so to get into the city.
Wait, I heard that it's being like as a concert. Is that true?
I don't know if it's a concert, but it's at MSG, so
people can attend.
No, you can't buy tickets.
Oh, okay. Well, her wedding is just that big that it's going to be at the.
I think she just wanted
to
have it there. She just wanted to have it there. I heard she only is like, I don't know. I mean, only like 800 people, but like, I have no idea.
800 people at your wedding?
I mean, she's one of the most famous females in the world, so I feel like that's kind of on.
I mean, you're inviting.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was a dream of hers as a little girl, you know?
That's quite the dream.
Look, if you can afford any venue in the world, why would it be there? I guess maybe because of the capacity, but
yeah, no, I don't get it either. It just seems very interesting. But then again, I'm not Taylor Swift.
We're not at that net worth.
Yeah, not yet. You just wait.
Do I live trade in the Discord? I don't stream, but I do trade live with everybody. Like I'm sort of, the thing with my strategy is that we know when we're very location based. So we know where we're going to execute. Like the group knows where I am looking to execute because I create a morning trade plan every morning, and I generate my trade ideas there. So I'm sharing before the market opens where I'm looking to trade. And so during the market opens, I'm just waiting for those areas to come, and then I trade there. So people know where I'm going to be placing trades prior to the market opening. And then, through our daily commentary, I am sharing, hey, we're coming into this area. I'm looking to get long or short. So that's my version of live trading, but no streaming in the group, just because I'm doing too much. I'm, managing swings, different strategies.
This is, I feel like, the last area where I can see ES bouncing. The only issue is NQ is still super, super weak. If NQ makes new low a day, it will drag us lower. Wait, have we? Yeah, we still haven't made new lows, but a little scary here. It's crazy how well ES is holding though.
Rotation.
rotation.
Look at banks. Look what banks did today.
Yeah, that dashboard I built, it's showing me everything right now.
Software big push today. Hood, big push. Snow, Datadog, CrowdStrike. I mean, just Palo Alto networks. Just incredible.
I hate that name so much.
Why?
It's got the nastiest spreads.
Oh,
and I've lost
for
so much
options?
money on it. Yeah, I lost so much money on it 2 years ago, summer, and I don't forgive it.
I thought you literally hated the name.
No, well, no, that's
Hey,
just
Palo
I'm
Alto. Have bad memories there.
I'm like, I don't understand.
just such spready cons and it moves like crap. Yes, the Pelosi summer. Yes, Dad, administrator, you know what I'm talking about. Bro, it was so bad. And it looked promising for a sec too. Really did. I lost thousands on it. I'll never forgive you.
It's really good for trend following.
Chris, don't fall for it.
I've been trading it longer than you probably. When did you start trading? What year? Like 2020, maybe?
2020, yeah.
I've been trading PanW since like 2014.
You're so cool. I still hate that name. It doesn't matter. Name stinks. Ow. Just hit my elbow. You guys ever hit your funny bone? And there's nothing funny about it?
All the time.
That sucks.
Sometimes I do it just to get a giggle.
I want to feel something.
Yeah, me too. Like I have a bad day of trading, I just take one of those hammers to my funny bone.
Bro, that was Chris. You sent some bad juju my way.
What?
That's why I hit my elbow.
Oh, what did I say?
See, look, Chad is all blaming you.
You know what? I have forgotten a lot of things because when you're really sick and like, you know, with a health issue, like you just forget a lot of things. Your body is fighting to stay alive, and I have bad memory.
Chapcap, you see what you did?
Did I have a professional career before I started trading? Yeah, I used to be a financial planner, financial advisor. I worked for Medtronic to help people with their health. Here we go. Look at this bounce.
I told you this would be the area. Too bad it tapped right
at
into
that moving average. What is that? Is it the 9?
Yeah, on the hourly, but it's also Asia highs, and of course it stops me out and then bounces.
That happens.
Should have got right back in. That was definitely the make or break spot. But let's see what NQ does here. It's approaching the 30-second OR low at 168. And that coincides with the 9 EMA and the 15, which we haven't been above since 11:45. So it can reject. But Trump is speaking right now, so just keep that in mind for anyone who's in anything. I'm done for the day.
I'm going to place an order to get short if we can get up to 30,228.
228.
Imbalance, not balance. What did I say? Did I say the word imbalance? Did I say balance? I don't have anything, dude.
Definitely a nice bid out of that low there, holding that NQ low. 30,126. We dipped into it just a bit, about 36 points. 30,100 on the low.
Okay, no more. I was waiting for an IB low to get taken out for NQ for a long, but no test there.
Oh, whoa. Undo.
That bounce.
It was a fifth bar down from the breakdown. Let's see if we get that 228, another 50 points.
Pump it. What does that mean, Jack? Someone in chat said, if you've been using Jack's ATR indicator, you wouldn't have been stopped out. Wink. I don't even know what that means.
Should have watched my segment.
I did, and you just kept getting interrupted every 2 seconds.
There was
a little
three,
hard to.
there was
It's a little
three
hard
times.
to stay focused. Should have watched my segment. I was there.
So then what don't you understand about the ATR?
Yeah, I don't understand. If I had your ATR on,
Oh,
why
okay.
wouldn't I have been stopped out?
Yeah, I don't know what your entry was, so I'm
My entry was 75.10, which
okay,
was near low
75.10.
day.
But it was earlier in this morning, right?
Yeah, it was literally off the open, and
It
I've
was
been in it
75.
10.
Oh, wow.
75.10, and then I had my stops in profit, obviously, at 75.50.
Uh-huh.
So
What was
I
there
went.
that you put your stop there? A fib, or what is that? Oh no,
I was just trailing. I was just trailing my stop higher. That's Asia highs.
Oh, Asia high.
Nice.
Plus it was like literally 40 points flat in profit. Can't go wrong there, honestly. But yeah, we came down, obviously stopped me out, and then that tapped into Asia highs along with the hourly 9 EMA. And that's where I said that, this is where I see ES's final bounce area to be. We bounced 10 points. But why, if I had your indicator, why would I?
I don't know, because that's typically upon entry. So unless you had like a separate entry there, I mean, your entry's from this morning. So I personally wouldn't carry, like, if, let's say, if I had, a support level at, whatever Asia highs, the ATR right now is reading 6.5 in the ES. So like if you bought Asia highs with a 6.5 point stop, you wouldn't have got stopped out. But your original entry was just like a totally separate trade. So I don't think that I personally would not have applied it there. But
okay.
Yeah. So I just wasn't understanding any of that context, but now I get it. But yeah, I mean, freaking great entry from 75.10s, and at some point you got to trail it. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, and then you know what? It's been literally since this morning. So you guys count how many hours it's been of me holding that.
Yeah.
6 hours, 5 hours, something like that.
Let's see here.
Good bounce. Yeah, he did become part of my culture now. So you know what? I actually like this Mexican food. Let me become one with the culture.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look and be smart as like Chris. So that's just what's going on here. Just wait till I put my glasses on. I'm gonna really look like Chris right now.
Yeah. People are gonna join him like, why are there two Chris's there?
What a clean bounce.
I mean, I had that 30,126. That would have been the only thing I would have taken there. But NQ being the weakest, I really should have been paying attention more to the ES because it is the most bullish on my handy dandy scan out of the indexes. So, this is where at the end of the day, if you're looking for a rally, this is reading 54% trending. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully my size actually just moved down in the NASDAQ because the ATR is increasing.
Yeah, that was a strong bounce.
Yeah, that was a really clean bounce.
One of the things I always pay attention to is, I'll talk about this 5-bar rule, but 1 bar, 2, 3, 4, and then that 5th one green. And then
oh yeah, someone brought that up yesterday.
Ripper. Yeah, it's especially like, we weren't really doing much down there as YM was not making new lows. And we just, like, a lot of times if you're looking for that fade, start looking for it around that 5th bar. That's still a hard trade for me to get long. Like, I don't just like mark it in like that. So I don't feel like I miss that, but.
Salma and Jack, turn your hats around so we have 3 Chris's. Why doesn't Chris turn his hat around so he can be like us? I'm not turning mine around. I'd look like a goof. So sorry.
Do girls even wear backwards hats?
I'm not sure. I just started getting into wearing the hats.
Bring your green hat. Let's go.
All right.
How do they have a soundbite for everything?
Come on now.
Come on, chat. Can we get the likes up?
I feel like they type in a
please?
keyword. This is how they do it. They type in a keyword and then like 5 audio things come up and they just like control hotkeys in for whatever the 1st through 5. That's what I think's going on.
Well, I've seen how
Because
it
it's
looks
so
and it's not like
fast.
that.
You see how it works? Are you
seen.
Are you in Anthony's house?
No, but I've seen the back end of their setup. It's pretty intense.
Why?
The hat game is new for Salma. Yeah, that's the backwards hat, guys, is too advanced for me. Not quite there yet. But let's thumb up the stream, please, if we can.
Dude, come on. I just want to get up to my NQ cell.
Shapcap says, Salma, you got front run by Larry. Likes are 1.1K. Yeah, listen, but Larry's not here anymore, so guess who can take credit for the 1.1K likes? Us. No, I'm joking. That was a great segment and insane turnout. But yeah, guys.
He's a beast.
Larry the
Thumb it
legend.
up.
And if you guys, I heard him saying at the end of it, you can email him if you have any questions.
I'm pretty sure he said don't
Oh,
email me.
Oh, really?
He was like, do not email me.
Like, I'm too old for your
You'll
shit.
get a rude response. I was like dying when he said that.
I mean, wasn't he charging like $5,000 for like the conferences back in the day?
Yeah, probably.
$5,000 the ticket. He made what, 1,100% in 1 year?
Um,
I'm coming for that. My strategy's up 460%.
Here you go.
you can do it.
Half the year left.
Yeah.
Can you guys believe half the year is gone?
Every year, I feel this way, Salma. I'm like, where did all the time go? It's starting to
Where is he?
fly.
Oh, that song.
I love that song. It's so nostalgic.
Random video says the session will be up on YouTube, right? Yeah, guys, every single live stream is on the NinjaTrader YouTube channel. So you guys can go back and watch Larry Williams segment.
11,000% is insane. What year did he do that?
Oh, 11,000%.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're not catching up, Chris. Sorry.
You're gonna need to up that risk profile.
I need 20% each trade.
You need specific.
I think you started with like $1,000. No, the competition.
I don't know. I don't know. Nobody ever told me. I live in a bubble.
Yeah, every year it does get faster. It's kind of scary.
Okay, so $1,000 would have grown into $111,000.
That's
if
nuts.
he has 10K, that means he turned 10K into $1 million. Whew.
Oh, he lives in the Caribbean, huh?
Oh, he turned 10 grand into 1.1 million. In 1987, that's like 50 million now. Holy moly. I need to get it together. Dude, $1 million in 1987? I don't think any of us were born yet. He made $1 million already.
Well, 87 is what? How many years is that?
That has to be at least 40 million now.
40, yeah.
Probably 100 grand into 40 million.
Stell was alive, I think, and Leo. No, I'm not even trying to be
Leo
funny.
was for sure alive. I think.
Well, between him and Stell is 1 year, so they're not too far off from each other.
Wow.
It's only a year between them. Leo's older. They're probably like 2 years old when that happened, though.
They're probably watching.
Please stop calling this the Mario theme, okay? This is a New Jersey Devils hat. It's not meant to be Mario.
I made 2 million, but ended with 1 million.
It's to me.
He was mad at that.
Yeah.
Yo, you guys need to stop.
It's to me. If you were a Mario Kart player, who would you be? Besides Mario, obvious.
I always pick not Luigi. God damn it! What's
Bowser and
the dinosaur's
Yoshi.
name?
Bowser.
Yoshi.
That's so good.
Yoshi
and Toad. I feel like
Bowser was legit.
Bowser was just always so angry.
Oh,
here we go.
I feel like I need to press
plane.
turbo now.
I'm having flashbacks.
I know. I need to be pressing turbo.
Wait, what was that one cheat code where you like shoot through the corner of the wall? Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What was that? That's crazy.
What's better, Mario Kart or Smash Brothers?
Oh, man, I never got too much
Smash
into
Bros.
Smash.
No?
My brother's obsessed with Smash. I went to my brother's bachelor party. They brought 2 N64s and they were playing. You guys are such frat bros. Like they're literally playing like Super Smash Bros at a bachelor party on a TV. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Did you guys watch the movie? It was really good. I watched it like twice in theaters. It was that good.
I did not.
I think it's like out now on streaming services. Jack, you have a daughter. You can watch it with her.
What am I watching?
The new movie, the Mario movie.
Well, do I have to have a kid to watch it? Is that
like? Well, no, you don't, because
I feel like she wouldn't like that.
Really? No, it was.
No, she's too young.
It was entertaining. Don't rule it out for her. Let her choose.
Yeah. She goes, this one. This one. I want this one. I'm like, all right, turn it on.
How old is she again?
2.5.
Oh my God.
Adorable.
Probably such a fun age. Yeah.
Yeah, she's so fun. Took her to the park the other day, overheated. Had to bring her home. All right, I'm gonna go long now. Actually, flip my order.
How key? I watched the movie in theaters twice, so it wasn't on the phone or the TV. It's a big screen. If I go to the theater and watch a Mario movie, someone please punch me. Jacob, I promise it was really good.
Jack, do you have the 50% HWB here? Is that what you're trying to buy?
Yeah, that's what I'm buying. I was gonna sell the halfway back long, but we're gonna the short, but we're gonna trade the long first. So
HWB halfway back. Wow.
Yeah, we'll see if we get it though. I mean, we got 40 minutes left, which means actually I need some water. I'm getting thirsty over here.
You know, I am kind of seeing the same setup that we did kind of get yesterday where like we flagged and then broke higher. So I could definitely see longs playing out here. Okay, the magnet is not letting me draw properly, but you guys get the idea.
It might be choppy.
It can chop and it can do a slow grind up into end of the day. But it does look good for continuation higher. Telling you, if ES were to sell off, it had to have lost that 50. That 50 was that make or break for me. What's up? Wait, what? Sometimes I need to read you guys' comments in my head before I try and read it out loud, okay? You guys try to set me up. Shaking my head.
Touch up?
Nothing. How about you read the chat? Preferably the last comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means?
Barbecue wings. What do you mean?
Around it.
Oh boy.
I'll try another long here just for shits and giggles. Wait, what?
I'm dying. Come on. You're not gonna give me this HWB.
Who's salsa, bro? Santiago, put some respect on my name. How do I say put some respect on my name in Spanish?
Oh, guys, that's too long.
Just say it.
Tando y pando.
What is that?
Bro, I'm not listening to Jack. I'm going to listen to the actual
Right,
Hispanic person.
Back on my name.
He didn't even know how to say it.
Yeah, what Isaac said.
I don't believe any of you guys.
No, wait,
right that's
there.
actually true. Yeah. Respeta mi nombre. Yo, put some respect on my name, Santiago.
What? I'm just here for the barbecue wings.
They're good.
USA World Cup game tonight. Let's see if I can get a trade off. Buy myself some beers. Just kidding. I don't drink on the weekday, but catch me on the weekend. I am bombed.
Bro, we did not need to know that.
Let the weekend come. I don't even know who I am.
Chat. If you were here yesterday for the Trade the Close segment with me, Leo, Tanya, and Kane, now you understand what I said about Jack.
What did you say about me?
What did you say?
Yeah, what are you talking about? You talking about me when I'm not on stream?
Of course, I talk about all you guys, but like in great ways. Chill, dog. Anyway, Leo was saying how he wouldn't have come to the Miami meetup because it's Miami, like not his scene. I was like, bro, none of us even did anything in Miami except Jack. And as long as you didn't hang out with Jack, you were good.
I had plenty of fun.
Yeah, we know.
Do you though?
I do. I heard some things.
I cannot tell you who I was with or what we did.
I ran into a few people in the airport who told me they were just with you 2 hours prior.
What time was that flight?
It was so early. Excuse my language. Like 8 a.m. Oof. I was at that airport at like 6.
Are we out?
No, I'm sorry,
late?
like 5.
That's right. I do think that person went straight to the airport.
Yeah.
All balance, okay?
I'm now canceling this long and going back with my short because it did not get filled. So it's kind of one or the other for me here. Going back to 228s. I'm really upset. Actually, I missed that ES trade. I definitely feel like I should have had my eyes on that long. I literally had it on my screen. I had 49.5 marked up, but I was too focused on the NASDAQ. Now we're going to come down and trade that. It's a beautiful setup in the ES, actually.
What's going to do? Oh, yes, I need to do this.
So you are.
Oh, it's coming.
What's happening? What's
Coming
going
down.
on?
Yeah,
Chill.
I canceled my order. I'm going to have to move my order back.
Bro, we
No, we're
barely
going higher
moved.
first.
Yeah.
Now I got to
It's
place
on
the
the
other
10
order
second
again.
chart, okay?
Ah.
Oh, no, wrong order. Ooh.
He's trying to make 11,000% like Larry.
Jeez, that's crazy. Here we go. Order back below.
Trump is still talking, huh?
Yeah, I think he was speaking, went away, and then came back.
Your daughter won the competition in 1997.
She's an actress too.
Michelle Williams. What
I'm looking
percentage
her
did she
up.
make?
Oh wait, is this like Brokeback Mountain Michelle Williams? Manchester by the Sea Michelle Williams? Is that his daughter?
Oh wow, she did win.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know if she was a trader, but I don't believe that she's your daughter.
Dude, no way.
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
married to Heath Ledger. That's what it says on Wikipedia.
Wait, what?
Dude, yeah. Heath
No.
Ledger was her partner.
Oh, his daughter is Michelle Williams.
Wow, I had no idea.
Wow, I did not know either.
So she's a trader and an
Oh,
actress. This girl's
wow.
doing it all. Dawson's Creek. I know Chris loves watching Brokeback Mountain reruns with
I have the subtitles because I can't even read it.
Oh man.
Jack, you just gotta stop.
Watches them with Merritt.
Bro.
It's a good
Chris
movie.
has no
Salma.
idea what you're even talking about, huh?
It's a good movie.
I watched it with Merritt. Why do you think he's always trying to invite me for his camping trips?
I know, dude. I've seen it.
Yeah. I said we need to stream that, and the cameras cannot be turned off. Okay.
Now I understand why they're polling about a special Asia session.
His daughter turned 10,000 into 100,000. 1,000%.
Good for her. Wow. Cool.
And then she probably used that to fund her career.
Or maybe her dad. Maybe she's just, obviously she's a smart girl. That's cool.
She's probably like, trading's too much work. I'd rather go make the same amount, but acting.
So funny on Larry Williams Wikipedia, it says 5 children, and then it just goes including Michelle, and then hyperlinks to her Wikipedia.
Yeah, Josh Brolin was the trader for sure.
Was he a singer?
No, he was the bad guy in
Wait, I think I've heard about this guy. Yes.
with
He made
with
he made like
Iron Man, and what's the movie
did he make
name?
like tens of millions trading too? Not just like
No, there's no way.
no, dude. I read that he said he made way more money trading than he made in his career. I heard him say that. He has a quote saying that. I know that. So I mean, I imagine he's made tens of millions as an actor. So if he made more money trading than he made as an actor, then you got to figure it's above 10 million.
Guys, who cares?
Salma, we're just talking. Why do you got to be upset?
This conversation's been going on for way too long. Chad,
Dude,
give
this
us
is
something
how
else to
guys
talk about, please.
You know, something cool comes up and everybody's talking.
Bro, it's just been
Yeah, Salma, you approve the conversation topics. Me and Chris will just float with it. You let me know.
perfect. Guys, let's change the topic. Please help me out.
Okay, what's the next topic here?
We got 30 minutes. I no longer want to talk about whatever you guys were just talking about.
All
Okay,
right.
let us know the next one.
Yeah, come on. We're waiting.
Do you walk to school or carry your lunch? Craig, what kind of question is that?
All right, I'm getting short. We're going back shorts. YM still pushing lows here. New end of day low. I just got short. I kept going back and forth between longs and shorts, whatever traded first, but just literally.
You're shorting what vehicle?
Shorting a vehicle. I just realized my
what instrument are you shorting?
MNQ.
Oh, we're seeing a bounce in the semis.
What level of trading view are you subscribed to? I am subscribed to Premium. They are doing a 4th of July sale. So hop on that. It's probably one of the best sales I've seen after Black Friday.
Got my first target here at 30,161. My first and second target are right next to each other, just coincidentally, just based on math. ATR is 48 right now on the 1.5, the ATR. I bet Josh Brolin would take this trade.
I am inevitable.
I don't want to.
What don't you want to do?
I feel like tomorrow's the last day into the holiday. I think I want to continue focusing on longs.
Yeah, I'm on trade the close tomorrow.
I am on Trade the Open tomorrow with Tanya and Pax. You guys want to tune into that. It is also Pax's birthday, so maybe we'll sing him a happy birthday on stream. Maybe.
Pax does the trading segment, or he does like a segment before that?
No, so he's going to be doing his it's basically like the Capital Preservation Friday, but tomorrow.
Because Friday's closed. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be on with him for that 1 hour, and then we'll be on for an hour by ourselves. I don't know if
I join you after that with XY.
Okay, so there you go. So we're on with Pax for an hour, and then we're on with Chris and XY for the remainder of that time.
Nice.
Capital Preservation Synthetic Friday, yes. Composite Trader, yeah, because he's Pax. So we'll let it slide.
Maybe I'll finally have to make that dinner res with him. He's canceled on me twice, so it's been tough.
I don't know how you guys haven't made that happen already.
I mean, we got busy lives.
Bro, if you guys were within like whatever,
I don't like
20,
to do a
30
whole
minute...
lot during the week though, to be honest. So like I like only my social battery is like 3 nights a week, 2 nights a week, like to really do something. I just
Yeah, but it's Pax.
I mean, he's got kids,
for
I
dinner.
got one. No, I'll make it
Pax
happen
for
for him.
dinner, and you go ahead.
I'll make it happen for him. We'll make it happen. Just summer gets really busy. Like, I mean, it's 95 degrees out right now. Like, I'm not going to dinner. I'm going to a pool. Winter, you can catch me at dinner because I need to get out of my house. But like,
bro, winter should be opposite. You should want to stay indoors, be warm.
Oh no, I bundle up. I wear snow pants everywhere I go. Look like the Michelin man when I leave my house. You can get dinner in the pool. The pool I go to has got a restaurant.
Of course it does.
Dinner in a pool sounds great.
Typically don't want to eat in the pool. I definitely don't want that water on my food. I'll have an infection for sure, some kind that will not allow me to make.
You know what'd be cool? Our own little trip. Not like just like the traders. Go meet up somewhere for a weekend, go eat good food.
Yeah, but I'd still want to be with like everyone else from NT.
No, but I'm saying it doesn't have to be, yeah, of course, whoever wants to come comes, but it doesn't have to be like a NinjaTrader event. What I'm saying.
Make it happen.
I'm going to move my third target to that 36 level I have just because I'm not expecting new lows into close here. Even though, yeah, maybe we didn't get any follow through there. It's still looking bearish though. I don't know, this rejection here in the NASDAQ, right where I wanted it to be. I mentioned that level. I canceled and placed that order 3 times.
Well, you got your short.
Yeah, I know. But I was like, I thought the long was going to trade first. So I kept because we kept going lower and I was like, all right. And then I'd cancel the short, place the long. And then we finally popped up and I was like, literally had to slam it.
Somebody said they were going to fade you. Good luck.
Well, if you faded me, you're down $400. So congrats.
Congrats, you played yourself. Where are you seeing that fading comment? I don't see it.
It was there. I saw it.
Yeah.
Inversing Jack.
No, somebody actually said the word fade.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Someone's got to fill me.
I must have messed up. But chat, let's thumb up the stream. Come on, we can pump it up to 1.2K. You know what? Why stop there? We can do 1.3K. Let's go. Pump it.
Yeah, pump it up.
Pump it up.
Up the jam. Pump it.
Pump up the jam. Pump it up.
They really got to allow for that to play longer.
That is like a picture perfect entry for me right there. Immediate reaction.
If only you had 200 contracts so you could.
Yeah, so
dude, you top tick that.
I know.
Wow.
I'm a dirty dog.
Wow.
Wow. Doesn't happen every time. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
I think you'll make it out as a trader. I think you will. Keep at it, okay?
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut, guys. Broken clocks right twice a day.
Keep at it, okay? I believe in you.
Thank you. You sold your thumbs. Chris sold his kidney.
I wish I could buy it back.
Do the people actually do that? Michael Saylor told me to sell my kidney for Bitcoin. Thank goodness I didn't listen to him. I was thinking about it. I was like, really? At all-time high? This is a good idea.
Can you sue for that? You lease your kidney?
Bro.
You get it back when the other person like passes or something? Do they do that?
No. I would love 2 kidneys. You know what? That sounds nice.
When they say you only need one, obviously that's true, but like,
well,
how much does it affect you? Like,
if you have no issues, it doesn't affect you at all.
Okay.
But if you have one that's a transplant because you were sick, then the medicine, the consistent rejection that your immune system is trying to fight the kidney, like that does affect you.
Gotcha. Learn a little bit about everything today. Oh, wait.
What's gold doing? I feel like it has not bounced.
Yeah, it had a pretty hard run up. I got a level I'm looking for. I'm looking at 40.64, 40.65 in the after hours. That'll probably be my Asia trade. Salma, I'll be there with you.
What is it?
40.65s
for long?
for gold long.
But look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour structure. I wish I saw that. 4 hour structure looks bearish.
Yeah, I mean, there's
bearish.
It's just, I'm gonna have a 5-minute ATR target, and if that gets hit, my stop's going to break even, and hopefully get a runner. I totally see. I mean, you have two giant expansionary candles, and then like a huge rejection. We did sweep like this week's high. Is there a continuation? I don't know what's going to happen. I never do, but I could wait for confirmation down there, let that 40.65 trade, then maybe see a swing high taken out and place a different order. But it's really just going to depend on when that trades. But my continuation upside target would be the anticipation that we would actually get the high of today taken out tomorrow. And my final target would be about 100 points. Here's my final target here, 30,136. Hit first and second target there in the NQ. Stop, move to break even. Let's see if I
Good
get
trade there. I took a loss on that long that I was in for $45. But Jack, typically what's your sizing on GC?
Well, we're going to be really tight on Asia. So right now you're trading on the MGC. I mean, it'll probably be 3, honestly, 3 MGC.
Yeah, like 2, dude, is like really pushing. I mean, it's got to be different when you're trading your own cash, and you're not bound to a 2K loss.
It'll also be my first trade of the day. So I just hate starting off with like big size in my first trade of the day in Asia, because if I find myself down a couple G's in Asia, I just hate going into the day down. I'd rather take a small win or a small loss. It doesn't affect my psychology or like my anticipation going in the next day. But if I size up on my first trade in a slower market and then like lose that trade, it just puts me in a mentally bad position to start the day. Okay. Target hit. Quick 700 there on 4 lots in the MNQ. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. Top tick.
Yeah, Trader SLA. I know. I typically buy the Black Friday sale, and then that just all my days that I already have just rolls over. So it all adds up.
You guys know if Friday's a half day for futures?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
1 p.m. close, I believe.
Yes, composite. I'm on prednisone for life.
Do I think the MNQ keeps going down? I always like context with questions like that. The thing is here, like I do think we're going to trade lower into Asia. All signs are pointing lower. It's the weakest market today. In my opinion, these markets are closing weak. All of the markets are closing weak from what I see. So I actually think we're going to be taking out these lows. I mean, Russell's rolling over through the afternoon lows. Dow's on the low. ES is rolling over through the afternoon lows. We just like that type of respect to that level I just had. If we were not like 20 minutes into close, I would have held this trade for a longer period of time, but I'm not expecting too much to happen here at the end of this day. But I would not be surprised to see a continuation in the Asia session. But right now I have officially bottom ticked my exit and top ticked my entry. So I'm just trying to take it off the table here into the close, as opposed to like looking to carry a position into 4 o'clock right now. But my downside targets, I do have downside targets, and my expectations tomorrow is we trade down to 29,940 area in the NQ. So I am in the anticipation camp that we actually get through probably Tuesday's open tomorrow. That's some pretty big, like that hard of a selling at the 50% retracement from first off yesterday's high and the intraday high tells me that people want to sell that market right now. And on my handy dandy scanner here, the NASDAQ. So here's at the bottom, as far as what's been trending up versus down today, the NASDAQ has not been trending up at any point in time today during the regular trading hour session. You can see at the bottom here, you have the ES has been trending up the most. The least is the NASDAQ. So I take that information moving forward into tomorrow. And if I'm become long bias, I'll probably want to focus on the ES. And if I'm short bias, focus on the NASDAQ.
Do you guys think we get a ripper into the close?
No.
Hard to say now. I don't think so. Yeah.
No. ES, I'm looking for us to get down to the midpoint of the prior day, which is basically yesterday's close, 75.41s before I would become interested at this point in time. But I would say today's overnight low is going to be really important for me tomorrow. So that's like 75.06 if we get down to 75.06. Those are two important levels, 75.26, 75.06, 07 area. But once again, I'm not taking anything into the close. And pushing lower here. The Nikkei has been getting slammed here. It is my most bearish market that I watch. Down 2% today.
Have you ever even traded that? That's the spread on it is disgusting.
I know, it's pretty bad. I wish it was more liquid.
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe I'm looking at the 4-hour right now across all the different indices and on crude and gold. The 4-hour setup on the Russell, very, very clean for shorts. I wish I had seen that. Look at how nasty that wick is.
Yeah, a lot of
Almost.
nasty wick in the .ym. There's your 65s in gold.
Well, are you going to go long now, or are you going to wait until Asia?
I don't like the time of the day, unfortunately. I just don't have enough time to have it play out, so there's no point in taking the risk.
Yeah.
No risk, no Rari.
That's for sure.
No risk, no Rari.
Damon's, it is coded as a strategy. Well, I have an indicator and a strategy. So the indicator I gave away for free in the ATR strategy was something that I charged for, but it basically automatically places your orders based on ATRs and sizes them properly. Bullish bearish window you're showing, that is actually an add-on. This is an add-on. I'm still in the process of building it, but it started off as a scanner, And then I turned it into an add-on, if you're familiar with add-ons. But it's currently built as an add-on. But it's super helpful for picking markets in direction. Like, especially if you trade all four indexes, it's like this thing. It's just like, all right, well, if I'm bearish, let me short the weakest, and if I'm bullish, let me go long the strongest. Just really takes a lot out the decision process.
Attention traders, it's algo time.
Thanks, Ken.
Let's see. Wow, algo time's been boring this week.
You can end the Russell.
Man, that 4-hour setup on the Rusty. Let's check this out. Hold on.
Yeah, the midpoint of the prior day is 32.8. I wonder if we get it. That's what I was talking about us getting down into when we got on air.
I mean, how nice is this? It's just a shame I missed it. Just not paying attention the way I should have been paying attention.
Mr. Monopoly, I'll give you the ones that are default in Ninja, but the rest of them are customized. 3 of them are custom to me, and 2 of them are default. One of them is VWAP, and the other one is a PSAR. And then 3 other indicators are just indicators that I've completely customized. And then I run those 5 indicators, 3 custom, 2 default, and then scan for them to be, basically they need to all be negative on 3 different time frames, and that's where I get these percentage numbers.
They are selling it.
Yep. No, I do not offer this add-on scanner. It's not done, so I'm not going to offer a product that's not finished. But I do offer my ATR for free. It's a yellow box at the top, and then I have an auto bracket order based on it. Possibly something I'll offer in the future, but right now I'm still working on it. But you can catch it here every time on Ninja. Feel free, if I'm on here and you want to see it, just ask me and I'll show it. You can get the ATR thing by going to my Twitter. And I just pinned the edge segment I did at the top of my Twitter, which the Twitter link is located in the bio of the video. And my pinned tweet is my edge segment, and the comment below it is the free indicator. And then there's an option to get the automatic strategy that I have built into it. Yes, trader. My multiplier is actually on my screen. You can see it at the top. I know it's probably a little diluted there, but it's a 1.5. It's a 1.5 ATR of the 5-minute. Amara, I was short, top ticked it, but not going to short 7 minutes into the close. Personally.
Yeah, I don't trade.
You had the perfect entry too.
Sometimes you get lucky.
You guys got any 4th of July plans?
Yeah, I got a couple buddies coming to town, and I'm gonna go to Wisconsin.
You're always going somewhere, Jack. How much time out of the year do you actually spend in Chicago? I'm being so serious.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably gone 2 months of the year.
That's crazy. That's not 2 months at a time, chat. That's it's scattered throughout the year to make 2
It
months.
used to be more. For a kid, I used to go for 4 months of the year.
That's
A
wild.
little harder to be gone.
And Jack,
No.
how many ovens do you have? This was a big
Right now,
this was a
none.
big topic.
Right now, I don't have any.
Well, maybe you can go get one from Kane. He's got 4.
Really?
Or what?
4 ovens.
How much
Oh,
cook
he
is
does?
is he hosting Thanksgiving? I thought he was from England.
He's only using one of those ovens. The other 3 are just for show. Just sit there and look pretty.
That's
How many
wild.
fridges you guys got?
I got one.
Leo's got like 5. You guys got more than one TV?
Yeah. I got a TV.
Yeah.
I got a TV and a projector. So I guess the only one TV.
What about you, Chris?
I only have one TV.
Leo's got 7. So you guys got some work to do.
I don't watch
I'm
that
okay.
much TV.
Yeah, I don't need to watch.
I have 5 computers.
Actual computers?
Or
like screens?
No, actual computers.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, I think I have 6 in my house, but I don't turn one of them on.
That's wild.
I have
Yo,
2.
Iculus, calling this pocket watching is crazy. No one's even talking about the price. But Trader SLA says, Salma, Jack, and Chris, compliments my first time catching you, great folks. I stayed after the Larry Williams segment and glad I did. Thank you very much. We are happy that you also stayed. And hopefully we see you again, potentially tomorrow. We do this every single day.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. I don't trade gold into the close. And that's exactly why. Going right through my level.
4 hour on GC and the Russell. So perfect. Can't believe I missed both. Would have been little to no drawdown either on either one of those positions.
New lows. Close the market.
Close it. Tom, I believe Jack uses cash. Chris dabbles in both, and I use props.
I prefer cash account.
Wait, Jack, do you also dabble or no? Not really.
I dabble.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought mainly cash.
Depends on the markets.
MG, I wouldn't say this is necessarily the H pattern playing out, honestly.
No, I'm not looking. I don't at this point in time, if gold held this low, I'm talking this absolute low and stays above 40-48s, I would need to see some structure get built and then look for a long. But we would need to get back above the bar we just put in at 350. That was an ATR expansionary bar down in gold. So if we have an expansionary bar down, I like to see it get reversed back above that bar. And
Jimmy.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's up?
Yo.
Well, great job, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I'm going to see all 3 of you guys tomorrow.
You are.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Big
Sweet
day
indeed.
tomorrow. We got the unemployment number tomorrow. And it's basically Friday, right? Last day of the trading week.
Wait, Jim.
Yeah.
Are you on with us tomorrow for
What do you mean?
the capital preservation
Let's
segment?
see. Tomorrow we've got Farm for Tape Talk. By the way, Maggie Lake will be with us tomorrow to start things off. Farm for Tape Talk. Pax, Tanya, and Salma to trade the open. I do believe I'll be spending some time with you tomorrow morning.
Okay, cool.
Because we're upset that Deli wasn't spending enough time with you, so they asked me if I would, because Deli's not going to be in, asked me if I would be there for you, and I said absolutely. And what there's going to be a shift change, and that shift change is Chris, XYZ, and Lumi are coming in midday, and then the trade to close is Jack, Stowe, and Joey. There goes the bell, by the way. Wow, S&P broke VWAP, broke the P. This is not good. Broke down below VWAP, broke down below POC. It'll be interesting. We had a lot of stuff today. Tomorrow will be an interesting day as well, especially with that report coming out, which is weird for Thursday. But I expect some fireworks, man. And you guys are going to be in the center of it, in the middle of it. Awesome. I love it.
Awesome.
So, saying all that, great job today. Let's give these guys a round of applause, please. And I do have a question for Salma.
What's up?
You had an X post about iBit and a $35 big call position. What was that all about? iBit.
Nothing, just some bullish flow finally coming into iBit. Obviously, an ETF of that kind of size is seeing a lot of inflows and outflows on a daily basis, but my filter is so refined that it's not every day you come across a $1.6 million position that is directional, clean, filled at a, it's a good spread and filled towards the ask more so than the bid. So yeah, looks like there is some bullish inflows on iBit.
Yeah, I think those were dated December 6th or something, end of the year.
12/18.
12/18. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good news maybe for the Bitcoin folks. I mean, we're above 60,000 so far in the futures. So we'll see what happens here if we get any of those inflows coming in. But I noticed that. And by the way, thank you for posting that, Salma. She posts great stuff, as does Jack and Christian. So follow them on X if you can. Having said all that, thank you everybody for being part of NinjaTrader Live. That Larry Williams segment is going to be streaming live, not streaming live, but streaming on the on demand, I should say, on the channel. So if you want to catch up with Larry, if you missed it, super awesome segment with him as usual. And again, we hope to have him back sooner than later. So thanks everybody for being part of NinjaTrader Live. We appreciate the subscriptions, the thumbs up, the great participation and camaraderie. It's been awesome. And well, Friday's an off day. Don't forget that. And then Thursday's a full day. Someone asked in the chat, is there going to be an early day tomorrow? No, tomorrow's a full day. Friday's an off day. Yeah, you could trade in the morning on Friday, but it's just it never works out for me. So I'd probably take the day off and relax a little bit on Friday.
Jim, don't worry. I'll send you the plays. I'll be trading it. Don't worry.
Someone will be there.
We'll get a win on that day. Don't worry. All
right. And Jack, I hope you get some hot water.
Yeah. I'm starting to smell.
All right, there you go. Christian can smell you all the way from California, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, guys. As usual, most important message of the day, everybody. Please be safe out there. Be good to each other. See you tomorrow.
Take care.
Bye, chat.
Take care, guys.
Later, chat. Thanks for stopping.